Hello, everyone. Welcome to Arcane Focus. I'm your DM, Mike. Joined with me are my amazing players. I have Amber, Steve,
Yay!
Temple.
Hello.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to episode 67 of Magic Mostead, our ongoing campaign going on for about 2 years now. Let's see. Some quick announcements before we get started on the recap. We've been mentioning it every stream, and we want to make sure that it's fresh in everyone's mind. Our expected due date is coming closer and closer and closer, as we can expect a level 0 fighter anytime soon. So there will, I think we were discussing it during Books and Brew that we may have at least a 2-month hiatus time.
That was my guess.
That's the estimate. It may change. So obviously we'll be offline for about 2 months.
Depends how nice of a baby I got dealt.
Yeah. We don't know yet. We gotta know. We gotta meet the kid.
I might have been dealt a little shit based off his mother's personality.
Oh wow, we got a goblin. Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I was a good baby. I was on schedule, and Mike never woke up. So I mean, between the two of us, I don't know.
We're a normal person.
Yeah. My sister was the shit,
Sure,
not me.
Mm-hmm. I think there was one thing though, is that for 2023, for myself, I know usually when it comes to the one-shots that happen on this channel, I attempt to do some sort of like, I try to take on the bulk in terms of one-shots. Obviously Amber will be taking any that she feels comfortable with, but 2023, I'm calling it the year of the multi-campaigns, mainly because I have a couple of multi-shots in preparing for 2023, some 3-part stories that require our one-shot characters to come back in multiple sessions. So we'll be able to get to know these little snippet of characters that play for a little bit longer than just 4 hours. So I'm really excited to get sort of deeper into these little mini campaigns.
You know, I was just about to say mini campaigns.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Just
Yep,
have
yep.
you know, a full 3-episode spanning arching story, just one arc.
I'm excited. We're gonna have our own multiverse going on. It sounds like.
It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited. So yeah, that's happening in 2023. In addition to that, I'm learning and adding more to the Foundry that we're doing right. You know, we've switched over to Foundry from Astral, and I'm definitely learning more about the platform. So we're gonna see a lot more implementation of overlays and lighting fixtures and a bunch of cool little effects that we're gonna do. One big announcement for those who are wondering, you can also catch me on the 24th of July, which is a Sunday around 6 p.m. For, what is it called? I think it's being, let's see, I'm going to pull it up right now.
Mike just got the name yesterday. So
Blood Hunters. It is a tabletop RPG version of Stay of Decay. Stay of Decay is currently still doing their Mission Undead, their Bleed to Lead campaign, which is all donations going to that campaign go straight to the Red Cross to help out for just blood donorship as well as blood distribution. Can't say the word distribution throughout the country. So that's happening right now. You could.
I'll be teaching the English.
Yeah. But I'm really excited.
It's okay, we've got your back.
I'm really happy to say that, you know, I'm playing with a bunch of really cool people. I'm playing with Jesse Stein from Xbox. I'm playing with what is it? I'm also playing. I think I'm playing with the community manager for Xbox Direct. I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. So. Oh, that might be Stein himself. I think it is. But I'm excited. I'm excited about playing all these people. So, yeah, expect that happening in the future. Any other announcements?
I think we were just trying to figure out if we did come back in October, if we were going to do a one-shot with the baby dressed up as a dragon.
Well, I think that what we're going to have is...
Dragon.
Yeah. We'll probably show off the baby, but we'll probably put him asleep if we do have to do it in October.
I don't think he's gonna be cool sitting there for 4 hours unless he's
There's
just
gonna be a photo of the baby dressed as dragon somewhere.
chillest kid ever.
I think
maybe.
if we may end up adopting the Trisha Hirschberger style of taking care of a little one. If we start to do one-shots or being guest stars in campaigns, one of us is going to have to take care of the baby and the other one's going to be on stream.
You'll just
That
hear
works.
you just hear yelling in the background.
Yeah.
That's all. An infant.
So, with that, all of that out of the way, are you guys ready for a quick recap? What happened last time?
See.
Yes, let's go.
With a quick smashing of the spell-storing orb, Savannah sends 2 sending spells to both Vera and Roly. Oliver Blake is here. The last stored spell makes her go invisible, as the now seen vampiric Oliver Blake exits out of the trailer within the Alrac post office, looking around for the invisible Tabaxi. He steps over, blocking the door to the exit, and with a clasp of his hand and scratching of his forearms, releases a series of blood magic that sends tendrils outwards to the underground tunnels underneath the post office. The sound of growling and screeching can be heard as the entire post office becomes overrun with these spiked and needle-covered undead ghouls. Vera rushes to help her friend, only to find that the torches upon inside of the warehouse starts to feed and steal upon her daylight and radiant energy. Roly finds that the emerging ghouls within the front area of the post office see them starting to emerge, and he ends up acting as defense and defender as the staff starts to leave quickly as quick as they can. As the staff leave, Roly fights back, quickly pushing into the post office warehouse. At the same time, Savannah jumps into the trailer, putting out the fire and collecting evidence, as well as fighting off a horde of ghouls and Vampire Genesis members. Seeing her overwhelmed, Oliver laughs and leaves, only to run into Vera. Vera lets loose a line of magical blades, getting Oliver into a corner just as Roly enters. Oliver commands the barbarian's mind, instructing him to attack his friends. Let's see here. Sorry, I was reading it and I lost it. Let's see.
It's okay. Reset.
Oh, excuse me.
Reset.
Attack his friends. Roly rushes through, swinging through, doing massive damage to Vera. Seeing them busy, Oliver smiles, walks through the wall of blades, and vanishes with a dimension door. Backup arrives as Daryl and the domain guards clean up the remaining monsters and tend to the wounded. The party requests a ride back to the Books and Brew while they both lick their wounds and rest up for the morning. As morning starts to come, they are escorted to Lambert Winterbottom, a witness to the murder of the Royal General, and as the party starts to talk to the gnomish leathersmith, Vera casts a few spells, only to remove the modified memory spell put on the old gnome. They learn that he never was at the Books and Brew, and never did see the fight. He was manipulated. With this in hand, the party rushes back to the castle and is now ready to participate in the trial of the Books and Brew. You all right now have started to squish into the carriage that Daryl is currently manning. Right now, not only are you being joined, but also Lambert has joined into the carriage as well.
Oh yeah, we did tell him to go.
Yeah, you did instruct Lambert to come in because he does have to give his testimony, a new testimony.
I think we also had him write it down too, just in case.
Yeah, we
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
You had it witnessed as well as also co-signed by Daryl.
Yeah.
Don't want to risk if he dies for some weird reason.
You all get into the carriage. The way the carriage is built is that there is sort of like a top cover to sort of block out the sun, as well as to keep the actual sitting space dry from the snow that usually falls here in the Alrac. This way up north. You feel the cart start to move as it's currently sort of moving in a 360 motion or 180 motion going back up. Lambert sort of sits next to you all sort of off, maybe in a corner, not as close as to you guys, but just sort of muttering to himself. You can hear little bits of murmuring of, I almost like he can't believe what he was witnessing and what he thought to be true. You start to go towards the main street, sort of the main street of Alrac that goes straight upwards towards the castle. Carriage stops softly as people start to cross, sort of foot traffic happening. It is sort of near, not the end of the day, it's kind of like 2-3 p.m. right now. And as the carriage starts to go, continue onwards, Savannah, due to your new ability, being a rogue, you pass within the carriage, sort of sitting at the end, so you could see outwards. You pass a four-way intersection, and immediately your feline and maybe a little bit of Felix that sort of is always coming out with these feelers, just sort of these arcane tendrils, bit of spores connect outwards, and there is an invisible person about 10 feet away from the cart. And the moment the 10 feet leaves, that leaves your visible view.
Look out the window, I'm like, that was odd? Vera, give me your lantern.
I handed a lantern.
Can the lantern light reach in that area?
Do you have the stats on the lantern?
Yeah, I was just getting a dice out for Moscow.
I like stick my head out and with the lantern.
I want to say it's 60 feet, but hold on. My thing's loaded. Where are you? Lantern of revealing 30-foot radius.
30 foot?
Yeah, I try to stick my head out with the lantern.
Okay. So the cart is currently moving. So what happens is as it leaves 10 feet, you grab the lantern, go back, stick your head out and reach out with your arm with the lantern. It shines out this sort of dull bluish green illumination outwards, and for about maybe 5 seconds, you see standing in one of the corners, like the four-way intersection where there is like a awning and a pole that's holding up the awning, crossed arms and head exactly looking at you, or not you, but just the cart in general, and following it with its eyes, is a soft outline of an illuminated man, cloaked. It's difficult to see full details, but it looks at you, sees the light against it, and immediately starts to back up until it's outside of that 30 feet.
Can these ponies go faster? I think we're getting followed.
You hear Daryl, well, yeah, I can make it go faster. Why?
We got an invisible
Followed. We're being
tail.
followed.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that last part. Of course. The
That's
cart
not good, guys.
starts to pick up speed, sort of weaving through passerbys, just, you know, the general public, now starting to pass sort of the more marketplace area of Alrak, heading more into the residential space, and getting ever so closely to the actual Wizard's Towers, the outer circle that covers and surrounds Alrak Castle.
You said he was small?
No, it looked like a standard human. I would say to Savannah, she saw, because the illumination does sort of show you a full
Like a form.
size and
Yeah.
form. It looked like a humanoid, hard to tell race. Not that tall, only about maybe like 5'4". So not a super tall person, but not like a dwarf size. Fully cloaked, and it's hard to read out detail by the soft illumination given by the lantern.
Large human, small human, like frame, I mean.
I would say from what you saw, make me a perception check. We'll see if what Savannah was able to perceive.
Yeah, it's not going to be much. 12.
12. You know, I think because a lot of the cloak was over, it's hard to tell.
But yeah, cloak person, invisible, out on the street.
LRs don't do that, do they?
I didn't quite hear what you said. What was that?
I said LRs don't normally do that, do they? Little Richards, but she's not gonna say Little Richards.
No, I mean, not them directly. Maybe people. How do I phrase this without being exact?
Maybe
Unless there's a. I'm like,
LRs
unless
friends?
there's a. Yeah, friends at LRs, maybe if there's a job out there, but there shouldn't be any jobs out there.
Well, there shouldn't have been any jobs on certain people either, but that happened. No, I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, you know how shit comes to be around here.
Yeah, but that was still pre us coming back. Post us coming back, there shouldn't be anyone out. So
I'm just gonna slap a nice old death word on Witherbottom over here, or Whip Bottom.
So he's sitting off in the corner a little further away from you. So you sort of scoot next to him, and he's like, I thank you again.
She just does this, like, to calm him down, but she's very much giving him a nice warm feeling.
He's kind of like looking at you like, why are you touching me so much? He's like,
it's okay. It's okay.
It's more
She
of like
needs-
a safety thing, just in case.
what do you mean?
We're going on trial.
Okay. Have you cast the spell already?
Not yet.
Not yet?
But she was about to.
Yeah,
just
you're
do
tapping
this.
him, and he's like, listen, I appreciate you removing whatever was on my mind. Consent, please.
Okay, may I protect you from possibly dying if somebody attacks you?
Yes. No, yes. I don't. I'm sorry. I didn't know that's what your intention was.
I normally just give a light tap because saying what I'm actually doing is normally terrifying to most people.
Why? No one wants to die.
I
If
know.
you're gonna put a ward on me that protects me from dying, I'll take it. Who would say no?
You'd be.
You'd be surprised.
That's so weird.
Just in case.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's just say, people who say no, but don't believe us when we said that you may die.
Yeah.
Just believe us.
Oh, I saw you do magic. I understand now.
Okay.
The cart continues going forward.
I'm gonna say before we stop, or like when we stop, I'm gonna give the lantern back to Sab to see if like we see anybody else before we get out of the cart.
I mean, the good thing is we're going to the Wizard Towers. I'm assuming there's wards there to protect us, right?
Assuming we still don't know how Templeman got where she got.
Good point.
You hear Daryl open the front. Wards? I mean, to go inside maybe, but it's still the outdoors.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, was something bad happening up there?
Yeah, some invisible dude was just watching us.
Why didn't you tell me invisible? That would have been. I thought it was just some sort of.
Well, we
Yeah.
said
Well, he
tail.
didn't do anything. It was invisible and it was on the street and it knows I saw it. So,
I see. Okay, well, that's another thing to look out for. I know right now we have men looking out for Dallas Killian. Hopefully they
oh
find
yeah, I
her
guess we
soon.
should have put invisible people on that list,
Oh,
right?
yeah. That's. Do you have a description for me?
Cloaked?
Oh, Savannah.
What?
What, Dallas or just like dude? Or just the guy?
Are we talking about two separate things now?
I
Was
don't
it
know.
Dallas who was invisible?
No.
No.
I was getting confused because you said you were on the lookout, and then you said I don't know.
Someone's
Invisible. Okay, invisible person. When I got a glimpse of them, was cloaked, humanoid-ish, 5'3". I'm not sure male or female. No, does that help? I only got
Rolly's,
a glimpse.
Rolly just sitting back eating that popcorn like this is hilarious.
I mean, they're invisible, Daryl. Like you're not gonna really see a whole fledged picture fleshed out.
And I only had less than 10 seconds of a glance.
It's fine. We'll put some alarm spells out there just to make sure that anyone who decides to sneak in without being seen will be alarmed.
I mean,
Also, I guess you should, like, no mailmen. We're looking for Darrow. Invisible people. Are we forgetting anything else?
you guys have the sketch of Oliver, and then I have one.
I do.
So that guy, but I mean, he's
So
pretty
the
powerful.
female equivalent of that guy.
Yeah, he also has a twin. Also bad news.
He kind of looks at the paper, the sort of the drawing given.
Female twin though.
Longer hair or shorter? I mean, he's got a kind of long hair.
They both have long hair.
Oh, that makes it simple.
It's just she's female and he's not. Both a pain in the ass.
Apparently. Well, I'm certain that they'll come up a lot more in terms of conversation in regards to the trial. And he sort of you start to feel the cart actually start to slow down. The sound of the wheels grinding against the snow start to come to a halt. he steps out. You could feel actually the cart start to move and shift as he gets out. Fully armored, pulls open the curtain and goes, "All right, we're here. I'm going to escort Mr. Whitbottom to trial. If you'd like to follow, please do so. If you have something to take care of beforehand, do so now."
Oh,
So we have all our evidence here. I hand him the notes.
Oh, perfect.
I give her the lantern. Hold on, before anybody gets out.
Sure. Do what you got to do. I'm going to take Mr. Whitbottom inside.
Don't need to get shanked. All right.
And start to. So you guys are right next to the cart, and you pull out the lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone, roll me a perception check.
Sus. Can I get myself guidance?
Yes, you can.
Can I give myself guidance?
Yes, you can.
Natural 20.
Excellent.
Hold on.
That's gonna be 18.
Did you give yourself guidance? No, I'm kidding.
That's gonna be a 16.
16.
32.
32. Gross.
Actually,
Natural 20.
I take that back. Sorry, I forgot proficiency. Wow, I forgot how to play this game. It's actually 30-20.
30-20.
I forgot how to play this game.
You guys
Wow.
are really high. First to notice, Vera. I'll say this: Savannah and Rolly, you lift up the lantern, and the lantern shines. I believe you said 60 feet.
30 feet. 30
30
feet
feet.
radius.
So 60-foot radius, 30 feet all around. You two, Rolly and Savannah, start to look out, and your eyes are sort of trained around you. Each of you taking sort of back to back to make sure that all sides are covered. You don't see anything that catches your eye. Vera, about 60 feet out, further south down the hill, just 60 feet, probably about 70 feet, I should say, moving into a 60-foot range, you see footsteps in the snow.
She's gonna yell for Daryl.
He's currently inside.
Okay.
Any guards near us?
Yeah, any guards near us?
There are a few. There's 2 right now guarding the front gate of the outer gate of the castle.
I'm gonna tell them to run and get Daryl because we're being followed and they're approaching. Invisibly.
Roll me a persuasion check, because these guys are gonna. It's hard to get them out of. If you get one guard away, they usually have to take turns.
Fine, one of them. I don't care who
Say
goes.
one of you can go.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not bad. That's a 16, and I think my modifier is a 1. Hold on.
Okay.
Persuasion? Yeah, 17.
Okay, so you walk up to one of the guards. You kind of like stand straight and he goes, "Ma'am, are you ready for the trial?"
I'm about to be if whatever's following me doesn't kill us first. Can you go tell Daryl that we have a trail? An invisible trail? He already knows.
He kind of looks towards his guard friend. Yeah, go ahead. All right. We'll grab the captain right away. He turns away and starts to make it a swift pace.
Okay, but do we follow it now? What's coming up?
Yeah. I mean, I have an idea, but how far is the footsteps from us?
It's about-
Vera's got a 32. She's got a lock on it. The footsteps have not stopped. Like, they have not moved from their current position.
Great. Can I throw something at it?
Yeah, you can. It's going to be at disadvantage because it is invisible.
Alright, I'm going to throw a bottle of ink at it.
Okay.
We've done this before.
We've done this before.
I would say you would have move in 20. You would have to move in 20 feet and throw it, because I believe that your daggers have a max range of 40.
Okay.
So I want to treat this like a dagger where it has a max range of 40 feet. I don't think you can throw a vial of ink 60 feet.
And our mage
No,
now?
is it more than 30 feet away from me?
It is currently this footsteps have stopped a 60 foot away from you guys.
Alright, and she brings up a good point. Can I walk in and mage hand it?
Mage hand has a range of what?
I think 30.
Yeah, so you'd have to walk in 30 feet and then do the mage hand to do it. If you want to, you can.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Why roll it?
Good point.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna say, roll me a d20 with advantage. This is just gonna be a luck check.
Oh.
You have advantage because you do have sort of this mystic arcana.
18.
18. Savannah, you put your back towards the space you need to get to. pulling out a vial of ink, holding it right next to your chest, and casting Mage Hand. The Mage Hand quickly grabs onto the vial, uncorks it, and you start to take 3 steps back, and immediately with your Tabaxi speed, you turn away and start to dash towards, because that's 60, you have to move 30 feet quickly to close in the distance, and at the same time, your Mage Hand is following with you and actually doubling its speed as it gets further and further away from you. Vera, you see the footsteps start to skirt away, trying to get away. I'm gonna go and roll a d20 as a luck check to see if maybe you can avoid you.
I'm gonna yell out that he's trying to go. He's backpedaling.
Savannah, you get the Mage Hand faster and faster and faster. Vera, you see handprints hit the snow, like the being almost slipped and is not getting traction. You get a sense that maybe this is a great reason why Savannah, being a Tabaxi individual, sort of more inclined to sort of these wilderness and moving in natural terrain than someone in standard boots, and just sort of skids, stops, starts to try to make some distance, and immediately you toss the ink vial, smashes, the glass hits the being, and you can see a clear indication of a shoulder.
How far?
I am.
Savannah's the only one who ran,
No,
so she's about 30 feet away from the being. Vera and Rolly are 60 feet.
But I'm still clocked, right?
Yeah, well, it's even better now. Now, Rolly and Vera, you could clearly see something like an invisible ink stain of a shoulder floating in midair.
Dispel magic's 120 feet. Can I try and dispel what's on him?
You can try. Right now, we're going to do something. You can see that it's going to be his turn. The ink stain starts to run. Gets only about 30 feet due to it having to get up from the prone condition. And it is now 90 feet from Vera, Rolly, and 60 feet from Savannah. But you all have a turn now.
Or Rolly could grapple him.
I mean, if you could give me your lantern, I can take the lantern close to it and introduce it to the lantern.
He's already marked. He has ink on him.
My whole thing is he worth chasing?
Yeah, he's worth.
I mean, I like a good chase. He was
following.
Yeah, so you know what? I give him chase. I use my dash action, and I'm going to use my dash action every turn until I can catch up to him.
What's your speed?
My speed is 40.
I said you were 90 feet away, so you get about 10 feet away from the distance. Vera, are you doing anything?
I was gonna hit dispel.
It's invisibility is a 2nd level spell. It does not. You don't need to roll immediately. It's 120 feet away. You reach outwards, and the little bit of sunlight that's still there collects into your palm, and like a rocket, just hits outwards. And Rolly, you see just off to the left side of you is you're currently like a freight train, just. You can see plumes of snow starting to be kicked up from Rolly's large form, running right past you, Savannah, and the bolt of light hits the being. It gets up, starts to run its speed, and you start to see the invisibility start to fade, and you see just the back of a cloak right now because it's currently just running from its back towards you. Savannah, what are you doing?
Do I have anything that can slow him down? I'm gonna throw a dagger at him.
Okay. You're within range. Go ahead and do so.
Wow, she chose violence.
Hey man,
I'm mad.
throw it in his calf so he'll stop running.
That's gonna be 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Choosing violence. Wow.
That's gonna be 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. Whatever this person is,
Just now she.
The dagger starts flying ahead. It actually pins a little bit of the loose fabric into the body. You can see now, Savannah, that because the dagger sort of puts a little bit more form into this just free flowing of clothes, it is kind of a thinner person, smaller frame. Not to say they're like a dwarf or a gnome, but just more like they're like a small humanoid person. They go towards one of the houses here, just towards one of the alleyways, because it's going to be their turn. They run. They're almost like grabbing their shoulder, and it looks like they're unable to pull the dagger out. They skid off to the corner, move over to the right, and go down an alleyway. But you get a sense that he's only able to move, or they're only able to move like maybe 25 feet. Just
Follow Rolly after him.
all right. Rolly, I'm assuming you're gonna use your 50 feet to catch up, or 40 feet.
If I can get to him in 40 feet and still have an action, I would like to grapple him, if possible.
Roll me an athletics check as you skid around the corner, and using your boots of springing and striding, you almost go over the corner of the house and land right in front of him, ready for a grapple.
John Connor, you must stop. Stop. Stop in the name of the law.
I think Vera's just waiting for the crash to happen. She's like, this is gonna hurt.
Speaking of which, Vera, from behind you, you can hear a whistle being blown. The guard who is watching you, the single guard who can't move from his post station, actually starts to whistle and goes, "Invisible threat!" And
he's visible now.
so essentially, you can hear the footsteps of numerous guards starting to come your way, Vera.
Okay, well, I'll yell at them to follow me. Because I'm watching this, but I was waiting for somebody to come.
Rolly, what'd you get?
I rolled a 23.
23. You only got a 15. So you jump, land right in front of him, and you grapple him quick. You're able to actually see as the cloak itself is starting to fold back because of the speed he was going at. It is a younger half elf man. You see that he has like this really, really rich blonde hair that is currently pulled back and actually starts to turn black a little bit as it gets to the points. He's got sort of these thin eyebrows, green eyes, sort of the elven portion of this guy's features are definitely showing in the face, where it's got like these thin lines that sort of reach down to his neck. The more humanoid form that shows is sort of the beefier looking like chest, but regardless, it almost looks like the bones are a bit skinnier. Like, this guy only does running. He does just cardio. And
So you're saying he's rich?
who knows? You grapple him, and immediately he's trying to break out of the grapple.
I'm going to use a free action to scream at him and say, "Stop, criminal scum! You violated the law!"
Savannah, I'm assuming you can catch up, no problem.
I'm just sort of walking on Rolly saying, I'm just like, what the hell? Do I see this cloaked gentleman yet?
Yeah, we even because you have a bonus action cunning action dash, so you're able to quickly close the gap, and you do see him currently struggling.
Nice run.
He looks at all just the two of you right now, and sort of these wide green eyes of kind of being caught and unsure what to do. He looks to you, Savannah, as you ask the question. He goes, "They will find you."
Okay, that's enough of that. I'll look for something in my bag to gag him.
As you're doing so, and easily enough done, you probably have some rope, some cloth to do so. As you're going through your bag, we're gonna put a pause on that. Vera, you start to hear about maybe 3 guards come out. Daryl's not with them right now, but the same guard who was outdoors, invites these other 2 and goes, "Where are they?"
I start running, and I would just yell to follow me.
They start to walk with you in a quick pace. As you finally get the appropriate materials, Savannah, out of your bag, you see him sort of pull back from Rolly, who's got him in a bear hug, trying to get like some distance away from both of you, but obviously can't. And goes, "Where I fail, others will follow. My body is kindling, added to the fire. Those whose eyes are closed will soon be open. I will join her army."
Oh my god, I need to be quiet.
As you put the gag onto his mouth, he starts to lift his neck further and further up and starts to turn it in a way that you're like, "That's not right," until finally he sort of smiles at you, Rolly, because you're the closest one to him, and just goes and sort of goes limp. At this point,
Hey, Vera?
At this
I'm
point,
not there.
Vera's
Not yeah.
Vera?
Vera walks towards the rest of you guys, and with 3 other guards who are like, where's the invisible menace?
What the hell happened?
Roll, you turn around and you have the guy.
And he's like limp neck.
Vera, do you remember that time we had that one Genesis guy person, and before they talked, decided to off themselves?
Ah, shit. We could have
Yeah,
said he
that's-
offed himself.
Yeah, Vera, gonna need you to bring him back. I have questions.
We have questions.
Do I have to bring him back fully, or can we just speak with dead?
I think speak with dead, but
I
mean,
would prefer you.
maybe after the trial. I don't know.
All I
I'd
gotta say
prefer
is
you
y'all
bring
gonna
him
owe
back.
me a lot of diamonds.
Immediately, one of the guards goes, no one's going to be doing anything until we get some straight answers. What happened here?
He chased us, but 1 second, I'm gonna bring him back.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Okay.
No one is doing anything
Well,
until
he,
we have
Trust
some
me,
clear answers.
Well, for you to get the clear answer, she has to bring him back.
he was following us invisibly, and we gave chase. We don't know who he is. We don't know what he wants. I'm gonna try and bring him back so we can get some answers.
Yes, and please, if you guys have any way to restrain him and preventing himself from killing himself again, that'd be great.
That's disturbing. Anyway.
One of the sort of major guards sort of looks back at the rest of the troops and goes, one moment, and sort of reaches into a pack, and what you see is looks like a monocle with what looks to be an emerald string that sort of goes downwards. He puts both fingers on it and starts to almost spread it. You start to see bits of like sparks start to go out as it finally gets into a kind of almost like a discus shape. He pulls it over the body, and you start to see just arcane runes start to almost be absorbed from the body itself, until finally he reverts it back to a singular small monocle, puts it into his pocket. The cleric's right. It's being just recently used the invisibility spell.
Well, if I don't revive him in about another 30 seconds, he's gonna stay dead.
They start to surround the person.
Alright. She's just gonna cast Revivify. Ooh, 3rd level.
Speak to dead.
Yeah, but the problem is with Speak with Dead, they don't have to tell you the truth.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, if I can, while she's prepping the spell, can I have one of the guards tie his wrists up, and then I can position my arm around his neck? Not necessarily a chokehold, but just kind of keep
it.
Yeah, just to hold it in place.
Actually, what ends up happening is that as you start to look around for someone to sort of tie him up, one of the guards actually starts to push you aside. And essentially what they're doing is that they're putting all 3 of you in an advantageous position to talk to the person, and they start to manacle the dead body, start to put what looks to be like these arcane circles on its legs, and hold him up. The dead body is currently limp upwards, so that way when it's ready for the spell, he's already in shackles.
Oh, nice. Tell them, make sure to get the neck, because that's what went wrong the first time.
The main one goes, sort of looks at the bruising and sort of like can hear the snapping and sort of shattering of bone. He grabs the head and puts it into a like still position and just sort of nods in your direction, like understanding the request, and just sort of grips him tightly.
Alright. So she's gonna like let it go off like a defibrillator, but she's gonna let it hurt, because normally I feel like she takes some of that pain, but she's gonna let it go off full speed this time. She's
Okay.
pissed.
You get your gauntleted your metal gauntlet hands, and you start to see like these electricity like radiant energy, and as you place it onto his chest, and he starts to like immediately try to do it again, but immediately is stopped by the guards. He starts to like shift his way out, and he's like, "Let me go!"
No.
All right, buddy. You die when we say you die. But first, we have some questions for you.
I was kindling. I was already a part of the army.
Uh-huh. Whose army?
Her army.
Crazy lady with gray hair?
She will rule again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you have anything to gag him that he can't kill himself with? And she turns the guard, like, to the guard.
There's already a gag hanging on his neck that Savannah was trying to put up.
Just put it back up there.
Yeah, you're nice evidence, so we're gonna use you as that, okay? Okay.
Do we have something like a collar we could just put on him so we can free up the guard? Like a medical collar.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah.
We'll bring him to the infirmary and within the castle, and we'll suture him up.
You know, I would ask questions, but I don't care. He doesn't seem nice.
I don't think we're gonna get anything out of him right away. Plus, we have other fish to fry.
I can, but I don't know how willing he's gonna be. We already know he supports Crazy Lady. We got that much.
Just to make sure we're on the same page, which Crazy Lady?
Evergrey.
Okay, we are. Because remember, we got Olivia now, too.
I mean, as far as we know, Olivia's still supporting Evergrey. Until she doesn't.
You know, can't we use that thing that you do, Vera, where, like, you know, you can't lie?
Yeah, but he has to be willing to do that. And she looks at him like, I don't think he's gonna be that
He's
willing.
like growling at you like an animal. And then you start to see a bit of the anger start to subside, just sort of accepting the fate and you see just thoughts starting to process.
Actually, I have an idea. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna give it a gamble. I'm gonna say, Vera, aren't you a cleric of the almighty Palor?
She gives him a face like, yes.
Oh. I'm pretty sure Palor doesn't really like any of this foul witchcraft this gray-haired lady's doing. Would you agree?
Very much so.
Yeah. And I believe you, being the champion of Palor, have been blessed with certain powers that transcend normal magic. You know, it could be, one could say that an individual out there blessed with, Evergrey's blessing for, I don't know, kindling, maybe? Might be able to have that stripped away from them by just a single spell.
Vera, you have high passive perception. You can hear some of the guards go, "What the hell is he talking about?"
I look at the dude and I'm like, surely you must love Evergrey so much you would dare not be removed from her blessing, right?
He's gagged. He just sort of stares you down.
He doesn't look panicked at all. He just looks like annoyed.
Mm-hmm. He stops sort of the feral anger and started fighting, having the sort of the strong hand of the guards as well as sort of all the manacles and other arcane wards around him. He stopped fighting. He kind of has an idea that he's not going to get out of here like this, but he listens to you, Rolly, and you see his eyes have not changed in terms of like he's thinking right now. Yeah, it's sort of methodical thinking.
I'm like, I don't think anybody that follows him or follows her is actually cursed. I mean, they could be, but I'm like, I don't know if this guy's worth it.
Well, if you work so hard, Vera, to earn this rank, to earn this title, this privilege, this blessing, to have a champion of Palor strip that from you, that would be devastating, don't you think?
I think she just smirks a bit. Not like laughing, but she just kind of like gets a grin like, man, we're going to give this guy a confidence and he's really not going to want to say anything.
Mm-hmm. So, maybe there's a way that we can both get the things we need. Maybe we just get some information and then maybe you can continue being your kindling. Maybe you can continue to serve Evergrey in your own way. You just got to tell us what we want to know. That's all.
He's not struggling at the moment. It's not too long until like you're starting to elude a bit of a deal that some of the guards are a bit uncomfortable dealing with what you can almost guarantee to be like a terrorist. And he goes, "We can talk about appropriate interrogation later. Don't you all have a trial to get to?"
We do.
We do.
I think he
Where
was
are you gonna
meant to
put
be
him?
a distraction.
We're gonna put him in the second layer of the tombs.
I would suggest he can't move his hands, mouth, or anything make any kind of sound. Especially if he can cast magic.
You see the main guard kind of nod his head. I agree. Men, bring him down to the prison, second level. They start to walk away. The last thing you see as this individual is being taken away is his eyes shift back to all three of you, and almost like he's trying to memorize what he can as he's taken out of the way.
We should probably get through this quickly, because something tells me that's not the only one.
Oh, I'm sure. But almost makes me want to laugh, because is she that scared she's sending those kinds of minions after us now? We're getting too close.
By chance, you know any ways to not have people scry on you?
You have to have a item. Igno might know more than me, but generally you have to have something that protects you from that. But I think, again, this is Vera guessing at this part. We may want to talk to Igno, because I think if maybe you're powerful enough, the item may not matter. So we may want to ask him. She is a witch.
Well, it's not just her. It's her and the Blakes are scrying on us.
No, I know, but she's also shown up randomly, so I don't know who I'm more concerned about.
Both? Yeah.
We'll see. Let's get... She lifts her little lantern. Let's get to the trail.
I've never had a party so afraid of invisible creatures than I had with this one.
Well, I don't know. Maybe like first few episodes, invisible stalkers try to kill you. Oh, I don't know.
I'm like, we've come full circle at this moment.
I'm telling you, illusion magic is so good. You guys are walk your way back
Sus.
towards the cart, and starting to head towards the entrance of the castle, moving past the gardens. As you can see, the small bubbles of arcane energy keeping some of the plant life warm and colorful, as opposed sort of a big juxtaposition to the actual white snow that surrounds it. Heading into the large castle itself, already the wizard's tower is off in the distance, going upwards above the actual walls of the castle. Heading inside, where you see the grand hall, and there is a large commotion. It looks like already a lot of next to one of the east wings, you can see a lot of people getting together, talking amongst themselves. You see figures of all sorts. However, they're not of all classes. You see a lot of rich-looking people, wearing fine clothes. Looking their dapper and their best. A lot of them wearing medals and symbols and crests of different houses, barons and lords of all types. Just a bunch of diplomats and political figures who are here, who are currently talking amongst themselves. One of them sort of looks in your direction, doesn't really pay you no mind, and starts to talk amongst themselves. You can hear ding, sort of a bell starts to echo through the hallway. A lot of them sort of go, oh, okay, it's time, and they start to make their way up a stairwell.
Does this feel similar how to the Mostead trial? With the king, or is it different? Is it smaller?
You don't know. I mean, you're just in the grand hallway.
Oh, okay.
You don't know yet.
All right. I guess we head in.
Okay. Some of the guards recognize you, start to lead you in, as you are led into what looks to be the throne room. You've been here before, as you met with Queen Turner. Making your way in, you do see Queen Turner currently sitting on her throne. Once again, a reminder: a red tiefling with what looks to be broken horns that have been replaced with stained glass horns, just multicolor in a swirl. Deep red skin, as she currently is sitting, wearing sort of a thinner looking blouse, still looking regal as hell, but just not like a poofy, what you expect from I'm a king or a queen type of thing, just thinner. Next to her is Sergeant Cass, human, just sort of standing there at attention, bit of a balding head, sort of standing, sort of a thicker person. Next to her, next on the other side of her, is Daryl, who currently is standing next to a table with a bunch of evidence that you guys have submitted, as well as the ones that they found on the day. And behind what looks like to be a couple of benches sitting down in shackles is the Books and Brew employees currently sitting. Immediately, they all glance, see you walk in, and they kind of give a wave. All of their hands sort of go up with them because they have to sort of keep them together. You see that they look like a little bit shoveled. They haven't taken a bath in a while. They probably have been eating okay-ish, not to what they used to. I think this is the first time you've seen Moscow's fire hair a little diminished. He looks tired. But there still is a permanent smile on his face, on the older Fire Genasi's face. You start to hear whispers and chatters. As you look up, there is a upper balcony where a lot of those diplomats are currently starting to circle around on the second floor, looking down at the trial. Let's see here. The doors to the throne room start to close, and as they start to get closer and closer and closer and closer, immediately you hear some yells. You hear, "No! I'm going to go there!" And you hear, and finally the door opens once again, and you see a weakened, not wearing armor, just sort of like in standard living clothes, a Merle Templeman, who is currently like tired, exhausted, but still has a bit of fire in her, as she currently like limps over towards the front, and you can see the Queen go, "Meryl, you should be resting, darling. I understand, but this was about my killing. Certainly I can be helpful in some sort of way." The Queen sort of rubs her sort of the bridge of her nose and kind of like shakes her head. "Fine. You can take a rest here, dear, but you are by no means need to take the stand. You may answer questions if necessary. For now, rest."
Be right back.
Templeman sort of nods at least the agreement and takes a seat at one of the chairs nearby. As you all take your place, you're led to a table off to the side. As General Cass steps down, Sergeant Cass steps down and gets to the opposite side. So it's almost like a defendant and a prosecutor. A Furbolg, sort of this bright light blue skinned older Furbolg, looks like he's got like the white hair on the edging, kind of comes out. He's wearing like very regal looking clothes, but not as important as the Queen or anyone else around here, just like a staff hand. You see like moles starting to grow here. He's got like freckles all over his chin and cheeks. He sort of gets to the middle of the courtroom and goes, "My dear Queen Turner, Sergeant Cass, lords, ladies from our great capital, General Templeman, and the group known as the Three Griffins. Welcome. Today we will attempt to provide a full account of what occurred over 96 hours ago. Our Royal General, Miss Meryl Abigail Templeman, was found dead within the outer rim of the castle, nearby the establishment known as the Books and Brew. The following evidence was found on her person and her personal guard." He starts to present the table with the actual evidence. Daryl walks up and starts to introduce each one of them. As a reminder to you all, it is the broken glass. It is the vial that you guys had to give back. It is the kitchen knife, and it is the notice of shutdown. The Furbolg once again sort of nods towards Daryl and goes, "Thank you. I will hand the floor over to our leading investigator, Sergeant Cass." Sergeant Cass sort of situates himself, stands, and goes, "Thank you. Upon locating Miss Templeman's body, along with her band of guards, we constructed the following possible scenarios by the events of possible scenario events by the evidence presented. Upon learning that the Books and Brew was in jeopardy due to a mass amount of customer complaints, the employees made use of their individual skills to not only scout but dispatch any domain official. They made use of a kitchen knife to stab and slit the throats of the guards, smashing the glass stein and the elixir affected general. Being an attack of amateurs, we found all accounted evidence found. This was an attack to prevent monetary loss and status. That was our findings. The Furbolg kind of nods, looks towards the Queen. The Queen goes, "Thank you, Sergeant." Griffins.
I have a question real quick. Cass was the asshole, right?
Yes.
Okay.
For all those within the court, and as well as the debutantes and important political figures above, I have tasked the group known as the Three Griffins to... Let's see where I lost my place. Here it is. I have tasked them to look further into the situation, perhaps to find more evidence that maybe we have overlooked. Have you three learned anything beyond what is beyond what our internal investigation team had found? Do you have any evidence?
Quite a bit, actually.
I see. Well then, Councilman the Floor, Ruby sort of in the back goes, of course. I now would like to introduce Rowley Barnwell, Kat, and Vera Kavad Kane to the stand. All three of you are sort of ushered upwards into the stand to make your accounts of the events.
Okay.
Wasn't prepared to actually be the one speaking.
I don't even know where we start.
Sergeant Cass goes up towards the table where you are led in. Well, we've already established that the Books and Brew was already going to have received numerous customer complaints, hence why the attack, to avoid any monetization loss. Was there any alternative motives?
I would like to state one thing. I wouldn't have brought General Templeman back if I was worried about some complaints. Anyway.
It is underneath the court's understanding, he sort of turns around to the rest of the debutantes and other important figures, that while the main proprietors and owners of the Books and Brew, Vera, Rowley, and Savannah, were not here during the attack, it is understandable that it is our assumption and general understanding that the ones put in charge underneath them were the ones who made the attack. So I return my question. It is understanding that you were going to receive a lot of complaints, hence loss of monetary gain. It is not unconceivable that your employees were going to attack any domain figure.
I think it's unconceivable to us given that we didn't know about the complaints until this issue happened. We were never informed, and I would think you would tell your proprietors if you did have a complaint so they could properly deal with it versus having their staff deal with it for them.
And you trust your employees to tell you
Yes.
simple complaints?
I do.
Yes.
It couldn't be just a lapse of judgment?
We're pretty close. I trust their judgment.
Well, that's currently all just hearsay at the moment. That you're close.
And she'll take I think she already gave it to him because she had to give it to him.
You can motion towards the evidence if you want.
Yeah, she's going to motion towards the ledger and the documents that we got off of Dallas.
Okay. Dallas kind of looks towards your motion, gets up.
Daryl. Dallas. Killian, like the stuff we got off of his
No,
wizard.
Daryl sees you do that.
Oh.
And because you're at behind the table.
Okay.
Sees you motioning for the evidence and walks over and grabs the ledger and goes. He sort of brings it to you.
Do I have to bring it up to the queen?
No, you're all presenting this right now to everyone.
Oh.
So,
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'll jump in and I see you're doing it. It's like, we're gonna go through the evidence. So you think he did that because there was a potion on file, but we have evidence to state that someone put that there. That wasn't him. I totally lost my train of thought doing that.
Was it Moscow? Yeah.
Was in Moscow. Thank you.
Cass kind of smiles, sort of nods, and goes, before we get into that details, I wasn't claiming that there was a motive, that it was due to the loss of Monterey Game.
What loss, though? We were never notified of these complaints, and who would kill somebody over simple complaints? We would have been up here ourselves, talk about this.
How long were you gone from Malrec?
How long were we gone from Malrec?
A week? I don't know. DM,
no, I'm asking DM. How long were we gone from Malrec?
Probably for a little over a week, yeah.
Probably over a week.
But we're not hard to reach by people we care about. If there was a problem, we would have been told.
He actually turns his back to you guys and heads towards the Books and Brew crew and goes, do any of you have the ability to speak to your owners in an instant? Now, this is the DM talking to players. I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
And sort of all of them start to shake their head. Well, seems that you were not here to hear any complaints. Hence, a decision was made on their behalf. Was there another motive for the killing?
Well, we're getting to that.
Okay.
And it wasn't monetary. The loss of monetary gain is what we're trying to get at.
I mean, outside of the complaints, I think the bar was successful. I look at Moscow like, successful, right?
You hear, he doesn't want to talk too loudly, but immediately he just breaks the tension. He goes, well, of course, we're doing wonderful.
So why would we put our reputation on the line by killing someone?
Let alone a general.
These are questions that we're trying to answer.
Listen, I've had the pleasure of meeting Miss Templeman more than once. She's a very nice person, and unfortunately, she had unforeseeable circumstances that I still apologize for myself, that I did not cause. Because I think...
Perhaps we're asking the wrong questions here, because I feel like we're going around in circles. Maybe this is more along your speed. If the Books and Brew employees did not kill Miss Templeman, then who did?
Oliver Blake.
We were set up.
And he had help. As one of your guards can speak about this yesterday afternoon.
Daryl kind of goes. Cass looks at him quickly. Yes, we were currently looking for Mr. Killian. I see. Mr. Killian did the killing.
He was an accomplice. He was blackmailed, and this is what my friend here is trying.
You got it. Oh, and he quickly grabs the documents and gives it to you.
Trying to get to.
Cass takes it from you. Goes, what are these?
Those are ledgers from him. He was contracted to make that potion to essentially hurt Miss Templeman. And he was blackmailed to do so. And if he didn't comply, it was his life.
Closes it. I would like all of you to make me a persuasion check.
I don't think I can do guidance up in here.
You want to try?
Nope.
A natural 20.
Okay, not bad. 15?
A massive 9.
All right. So a dirty 20 and an 18, you said?
15.
15 and a 9. Okay. He closes the ledger, sort of all the notes, sort of the full conversation of the blackmail, puts it down.
We also had the potion investigated by your own domain chosen. He has a note there as well of what it's concocted of to prove what's in the ledger.
Daryl brings over the note signed by Igno and starts to go over it. Miss Templeman. Miss Templeman sort of... Yeah? What was the last thing you remember? She goes, well, I remember I was, in my room here in the castle, and, I got a package, opened it up, and it was just kind of fuzzy after that. I see. This vial here, I presented to the court, according to the notes by our own domain chosen, Igno the Wise, informs that it is a somewhat of a command spell. Something enchanted. Something very deadly. But, I might add, sort of turns to you three, you already have an accomplished chemist and alchemist under your employ. Not only that, as well, we have records, Fire Beetle, that they were once a member of the Cauldron and Claw. Is it not so wild to say that he may have concocted this elixir?
Would he have resources to? Possibly. He also hasn't been there in, like, so many years. They were surprised that we even brought his name up. You can't just get in there. The only reason we got in there to, quote-unquote, investigate was because we had your note. You can't just be allowed in there.
Roll me another persuasion check for all you guys. Right now the DC is lowering because of that.
That one was better. 17.
Not as good. 11.
A whopping 10.
Jesus.
Okay.
I hope the DC lowered.
A lot of the chatter above you guys start to, like, you can hear, I think even with a passive insight for you, Vera, because you have a very high wisdom, you can hear the crowd starting to sway in your direction.
Is Dallas here?
Dallas is not here.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
ask that.
I'm gonna add this, and we were in the room, but he also had, was it like a rune or like a sigil on Dallas?
A sigil, yeah.
He had a sigil on him, so if he spoke, he was gonna die. The only thing that saved him, and he ran away like a worm, might I add, was I put a ward on him to protect him from death.
Well, a few other questions we need to get through. Kind of like already, like almost like a politician who's like a lawyer, like starts to feel that he's losing the crowd and immediately wants to switch gears to the next thing.
Wait, I have a question. Isn't the wrapper from the package that the vial is in the evidence? So by your logic, Moscow made the potion and then mailed it from the Cauldron and Call himself? That makes no sense.
Yeah, it
Well,
has
we
the
have
return
that,
postage.
His ledger that it was for, that he was paid for it, and we pretty much know he was threatened. So
You can hear whispers and chatters like, she's right. That'd be ridiculous. And just hear whispers and whispers from all these different individuals. Sergeant Cass goes,
And your UPS... Oh, no, your UPS. Sorry, that's Amber.
what?
Your postal service.
Postal service. Different land. Different land.
Your postal service, which, lo and behold, we didn't know, was basically used as the hiding place for Oliver Blake to send out that package, blackmail Mr. Dallas Killian, and we have another witness who was apparently put underneath some kind of spell to block his memory.
He puts up his hand and goes, one question at a time, please. Speaking of which, post office. I believe that we did have one of our captains here did come to a call of action. Daryl kind of stands up and goes, yes, that was me. What did you find? He kind of... You see immediately, like, Daryl's usually a pretty cool, like, chill guy, but immediately he's feeling a little uncomfortable with all the attention on him. And he goes, I was sent a sending spell by Miss Kavad, Kane. And then I proceeded to take a group with us, hearing that there was commotion and turmoil, and found that there were numerous of these gaunt-looking spiked monsters within the post office. After checking what looked to be an illusionary back end and part of the warehouse, we found numerous corpses, vampiric beings and their bodies decaying, as well as what looked like a burnt trailer. We have not been able to define the owner of the trailer, it seems that the three griffins here inform that it is a being known as Oliver Blake. I will have to admit, though, that we do not have...
You have a sketch.
We do have a sketch.
You have more than one sketch.
I see.
And the witness can identify the sketch.
So in your story, this Blake fellow made use of Mr. Killian, sent the vial to the general, and set up your crew.
Pretty much.
Few questions, though. Why would an outside force leave behind the following implements that obviously have some merits and usage? I like to present that we have the broken glass of books and Bruce Stein used to attack, and after investigating, one of the guards does have shards, as well as in the back of his head, as well as the front of Miss Meryl Tumpman upon her dead body, no longer dead, as well as knife cuts from the same blade used from a kitchen knife.
You do understand it's not hard to take a knife and fork and a commemorative glasses we were giving away out of a restaurant.
Yeah, we have the receipts.
That's what I was just getting to. And plus, I think we have the receipt of the table that took those items.
You hear actually from the corner, what is it, Ellie goes, "We've been selling those for months now." And a bunch of other people above start to talk. Everyone roll me another persuasion check.
Please God, let it be better.
I hope so.
Oh, natural 20 plus 1,
14.
21.
Hey, it's a whopping 13. The numbers are getting better.
14.
You guys are trading off. I don't know what's going on here.
Natural 20 helps, right?
You see Sergeant Cass start to hear all this, start to see that the crowd is starting to be lost, and kind of shifts, closes his eyes, and goes, "But we had an eyewitness who pointed out your crew."
Mm-hmm.
About that witness, is he here?
Yeah.
You do see Whitbottom in the corner.
Can
Hi.
we call Mr. Whitbottom? He also had a spell that was blocking his memory. You're welcome. I fixed that.
You three are free to leave the stand.
Okay. You could take his written statement, which your person signed, by the way.
He takes it and he goes, immediately, in awestruck of the preparedness, and Mr. Whitbottom takes the stand and goes, yes, it's a shame, but I didn't see anything. And he goes, "But Mr. Whitbottom, you certainly told our men that you saw a man with fire hair, a woman in a green dress, and a yellow-skinned tiefling attacking the general and her guards." "Well, yes, I did say that, but And immediately as he starts to talk, you see that Sergeant Cass starts to look at the written notice, and as the voice leaves Lambert, his eye, you just see Cass's face go a bit gaunt white, oh fuck. And
See, he also got a package.
Lambert goes, "Well, I thought I saw it, but then whatever hold was on my mind was released by this young lady. It was like someone. This picture, the picture that I showed. That man did something to my mind." And you hear Daryl go, "Correct, and this was the same individual that was accounted for, or at least identified as Mr. Oliver Blake." "Your Majesty, clearly there is some cross," and immediately the Queen stops him. The Queen stands and goes, "I am ready to give out my judgment. With the evidence and investigation given to us by both Sergeant Cass as well as the three Griffins, it is my understanding that an outside force was clearly making an attack towards our important figureheads to sow chaos, directed at the three Griffins and the domain leaders. The three griffins have helped the domain in the past, and they have shown that they are allies to our nation. We trust their character as well as the company they keep. The Books and Brew were clearly not at fault, and they were clearly targeted. And she sort of like, you see her swallow a little bit. My decree is to release Moscow Price, Luna, and Yolanda Ellie from their incarceration. However, as you start to see, like, immediately the chains from all three of the Books and Brew start to get really excited. However, it is clear that the three griffins and their loved ones are in danger. And this danger is seeping out and towards our esteemed members. It is hard to come to this conclusion, but we may have to look into the possibility of moving the Books and Brew to a different city. The Crown will help with this endeavor. However, and looks to you three. Three Griffins' current homestead is too close to us important figureheads who run this country and this domain. If this being is currently attacking you, and it is seeping out to us, it is clearly a way of survival. And Vera, Savannah, you get that instinct right away, like, this is a survival tactic. This is what the domain's all about. That is my decree. Dismissed. Slams down her hand. The old Furbolg walks out and goes, due to the action of it not being considered the fault of the Books and Brew, the Books and Brew will be awarded a maximum of 6 days, double of what they lost in wages, due to your establishment being closed for the amount of time. We will also send letters in the following months to move the Books and Brew.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Everyone is dismissed. The crowd above starts to slowly... They're talking to one... Like, if you ever seen people at a party where, like, they should be leaving right now, but they're not. They're just sort of hanging around watching the remains of everyone. You watch as some of the guards go over to the Books and Brew crew, and they start to unhinge their satchels, or their manacles as they drop to the floor. Immediately, they rush to you guys. Uh-oh.
The last temple.
Uh-oh.
And Savannah died.
And now she's gone. There she is.
I don't know what happened there. Anyways.
Totally fine. The Books and Brew crew are released from shackles. They immediately rush to you guys behind the table. Luna grabs onto Rolly quickly and is just like bearing her head into his chest. Savannah, you get a giant big hug from Ellie, who is like, thank you. And Vera, you get a very warm touch hug from Moscow, who puts an arm around you and just sort of grasps you tightly at a corner and goes, good job. I knew you could do it.
We're gonna have to move.
Yeah, I'm gonna say to Vera, sorry, because I've had so many opinions. I am rather upset with the verdict, but at the same time relieved. And I'm gonna say to Vera, we came to their aid. We helped them out. We found their chosen and brought them back alive. We established a business on their lands, and we become the target of something. This giant conspiracy, and their resolution is to, after clearly disputing the facts presented, their decree is to kick us out.
Do I hear this?
I think, Rolly, you're talking out loud amongst the group.
I'm talking to Vera specifically. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to say this, like, not necessarily like whisper, but I'm saying it like in a lower breath so that I know that she can hear me, but I don't want anyone else to hear.
Okay, this is like the Kingdom kids currently hush talking to to each other. Savannah,
Yeah.
you're hanging out with the domain people. You're like Moscow is like, you did great, absolutely amazing.
I know, but because I'm not happy about this verdict either, but this is gonna complicate things.
How so? We'll find a new place, maybe something bigger.
I need to talk to our investors. That's why, and there's other things going on.
Okay, well, that's right. We have investors. I keep forgetting that.
Really, I say a whisper. I don't agree with it either, but I understand because if she finds out what Uthiel knows, like trying to hint that the king is dead, she's gonna be even more warranted to get us out of here. She's protecting herself, and I don't think it's fair, but I think for right now it's the fairest we're gonna get.
You know, instead of focusing her attention to finding those responsible for the actual murder, she chooses to just get rid of us. And I'll say this in character, Rolly will remember that.
As the crowd starts to slowly disperse, just sort of start to lower the numbers.
Can I find a Templeman?
Templeman is currently sitting down a few seats away from you guys, just sort of nursing a bit of a wound. You see like a large patch on her chest. She's currently wearing what looks to be just like standard clothing, but she uses currently the spear, the golden spear that she uses as a weapon, just sort of as a walking stick. As you start to approach, she sort of looks towards you and gives you a nod.
I think I just sit next to her.
She looks straight, does not look at you, but kind of nods at your approach and goes, I know you're not bad people. I knew this was not going to be a problem for you.
I was gonna ask you if you're okay with it, if you think I could try and fix your memory.
If I was okay with what?
Well, I mean, I had to cast a spell to fix Whipbottom's memory. I could try it on you if you want to remember. Maybe you don't want to remember, and that's okay. I don't blame you.
I think I'm going to live with this. It's a learning experience. To know what needs to be looked at, what needs to be looked after. You know, I need to be more careful. You know, we're only mortal. We make mistakes. I made a mistake of opening something without my guards checking.
Can I ask you something?
Depends.
How well did you know Lily?
Miss Underwood?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I suppose the best way to define our relationship was work friends. She was a high-ranking official within the kingdom. I was a high-ranking official within the domain. It's unfortunate that currently our countries are little at standoffish means, but before then, it was peace. And we were peaceful. We would share information. We would share strategies. We would share information. You know, share everything. To whatever can do our kingdoms. Whatever can better our kingdoms.
You never noticed like a switch in her demeanor at all?
Oh,
You can be brutally honest because people just generally tell me their first opinion of her, but I mean, you seem like you actually took the time to know her.
She was a tough personality to get used to. But not to say that she didn't have her own benefits. She was very driven. And personality switch, I mean, no, she was generally a very driven individual. Usually after whatever she can find, nothing can really stop her whenever she sought something out. She became distant after some time, but eventually came back. I heard her passing, but I know that, we both know what the atrocities she committed. Why do you ask about her?
I find it odd if you were halfway decent friends that she target you this much.
I mean,
And I don't mean if she's doing it from the grave now. To be honest, I can't tell you. There's a lot of stuff going on. But I mean the first time initially, if you were friends, it's just interesting.
I would have defined us as friends. It wasn't until you provided notes and documentation of her own handwriting, saying that she was after me simply because of my own blood and my voice, that I would have maybe fought for her a little bit harder. But no, turns out she was a right bitch.
Agreed. I'm sorry though. Sucks when you think somebody else is something they're not.
It's fine. It's what we live here, you know? And she kind of motions towards the queen, who's currently talking to a few people. I know you come from the kingdom. The domain's a bit different. It's survival of the fittest. We do what we can to enact a long-standing survival for everyone. I know it's got to be tough. Moving and all this happening to friends. But it's a way of life. It's how we handle things. You'll be taken care of.
I know. I don't necessarily agree, but I understand, if that makes sense.
Yes. Well,
You want me to fix your shoulder?
no.
Alright.
I have my own means of healing.
Take it easy, and just remember things are not what they seem.
Rolly, Savannah, is there anything you'd like to discuss while you're still within the throne room?
I'm assuming right after this we're gonna go deal with the problem downstairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come by the bar later for a drink. And just start heading out.
Before you
I'm
do,
gonna
go ahead.
tell Savannah what I told Vera.
You tell me what you told Vera.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy about it either, Rolly. Trust me, there's many reasons I'm not happy about it, but you have to understand, they're just trying to survive out here. If you think of it like cancer. If you know the cancer's there, and if the cancer stays there, it's probably going to cause more problem. Would you not want to get rid of the cancer?
We're not cancer.
They don't know that.
And that's...
To them, we're just a cancer's limb. Not understanding that the limb is still useful and it's not actually cancer.
I don't know, but that actually really that actually made Rolly... That threw him off a lot.
Yeah. Immediately,
That threw me off a lot!
you guys start to get up, and as Rolly, you're sort of processing this, like, wow, all right, a lot of thoughts to process there. Vera, you get up with Merle Templeman as you guys both stand up. You sort of help her up as she currently grabs onto the spear to walk her up. Savannah, you start to lead the rest of the books and brew to turn around. The queen starts to just talk to more news people, and you start to see just trickles of people starting to leave. The doors of the throne room slam open as you guys are currently walking towards it, and you guys are merely about like 20 feet away as this thing goes. And you see what looks to be 7 guards, one of which, all of them with the helmet down, one of which stands at attention. The queen sort of stands up at this sort of display. All the guards kneel, just in unison. You guys sort of like take a step back to get some eye link, so that way whoever this crowd is has eye view of the queen. And the one lifts up his head, the one in front, and goes, "My apologies, my queen." The queen clearly gives a look of disturbance, like, what's going on? "It's the Sildon Kingdom, my queen. They have crossed Attagate and started entering in the domain soil. We've also taken note of a platoon entering the Evergrey Desert. It seems that they aim to arrive in Beta in about 4 days." There's a massive silence. The queen's eye brightens. She has these bright yellow eyes that start to glow a little bit, and she sort of shakes herself away. She looks to Sergeant Cass and goes, "Everyone out now." And you guys are ushered out.
What does that exactly mean to us?
I don't know, Vera, but you need to freaking talk to your husband. That can't be good.
It may not be him. You forget there's somebody that still outranks him.
No, but he might know what's going on. You really think they're just gonna walk in on us for war?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Do
is not
you
gonna
not
be good.
realize who's been playing chess all along? Look at this is her minions, Savannah. This is just her minions. I'm sure she is. She's not always the brightest, but I mean, she's not stupid.
We're gonna have to figure out how to clean this up before everyone's dead.
I can't be. I don't want to tell her. That like puts me in a position of essentially treason, I think.
That she. Why? Wait.
Because I am privileged to know that information, and I can't just be like, on behalf of the queen, by the way, somebody hit the dust.
You guys are
She's got a point.
You guys are let out. Savannah, you see far away in the distance towards the Books and Brew, around one of the corners, as you see you see the half-elf woman, the one you spoke to before, that you sort of dismissively were like, get out of the way, to look for Richard. She's currently just standing, makes eye contact with you, and goes, and kind of walks back into the Books and Brew.
I gotta go.
It's alright, I gotta go send a message, apparently.
Alright, so I'm going to ask you all, individually, because I'm going to say this right away. Moscow, Ellie, and Luna are going directly to the Books and Brew, and they're going to rest up. You can talk to them if you want, or if you want something else taken care of, you can do so. So let's go in order. Vera, what are you doing in this moment?
Send a message, and if I have time, I'll talk to Moscow. But right now, I'm sending a message to Uthiel.
Okay, we'll do both. So first of all, you're going to send a message to Uthiel.
Where were the troops headed?
Troops have crossed Attigate, which is the independent city between the kingdom and the domain, and there have been troops spotted in the Evergrey Desert heading to Beta.
Okay.
Or Beta.
Beta. I'm gonna try and relay all that in a message. I'm gonna basically ask him what the hell is that about.
Okay, we don't have to do it. We'll handle that.
I'm basically gonna ask him what the hell is that about, that we just cleared his father's name in court in front of the queen, and guards just came in and said that.
Uthiel will, because we're going to be doing hand waving a little bit. Uthiel informs you that days have passed. They have not found any new information about the killing of the king. As such, the one piece of evidence they do have led them to believe that it was a domain assassination. And they are currently... War has been enacted.
I sent another message. I sent another message. And hold on, let me put the spell slot. Shit.
Well,
Hold on. I have to spend it. I have to spend... The first one's a third. This one's gonna have to be a fourth.
Oh my god, me and Temple are wearing the same shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
She's gonna say, you understand this is Evergrey, right? I know there's not enough proof, but we can prove it, and I'm here with the freaking queen, like, use me as something. You can't just invade and let a war start. That's what she wants. She will kill everybody. Both nations. She does not care. That's her goal.
He's gonna reply back by saying, I'm currently just the liaison between the troops and the generals. I've been tasked the special thing to investigate. I don't have the rank to sway the queen. Definitely the investigation could have, but we can't find anything else beyond what we found.
Could I have slipped in what the hell they found?
Yeah, well,
Because I don't want to waste another spell.
there was domain assassins who tried to invade the castle.
She's gonna send another fucking message. She's not gonna send it to Uthiel. She's
Okay.
gonna do something stupid.
All right.
She does
Oh.
not care because she does not want this to come to war.
Oh, rage.
She's going to try. If it doesn't work, I will spend another damn slot because I know I can send a message to Ruby. To send a message to Queen Turner
Okay.
and says, I just want to meet with you, but it will have to be under secure conditions, and you gotta understand I'm only doing this for the best of both nations. Can we meet?
Wow, you fed it for 24 words. Make me a con save.
Oh,
Come on.
no. Okay. That's not bad. I don't know what the DC is. Plus 2, 19 plus 2, 21.
Okay, that's a fail.
Oh boy.
Oof.
You're gonna hurt.
So use 24 words, yeah?
Yeah.
You take 51 points of damage.
Oh, shit.
As every single word you release is almost hit back at you, as you get a sense that perhaps the queen of the Celadon Kingdom is probably warded from all of these things.
Did she get the damn message or not?
You get a sense that all your spell was, like, every word you released went off into the ether. Before it got to her, it bounced back with you.
Alright. She takes a fucking knee.
Like,
We all just look at her like, what happened?
You're walking with her, and she's like doing spell, 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 and then by the third one's spell, and she almost falls back on her like actual ass. She just into the snow.
I think she gets up, like, spits out some blood, and then sends that same message to Ruby. And then adds that nice ward on the queen.
Okay. Yeah, well, you only had 24, but we'll say nice ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll say she'll do her best.
You get there?
Well, our king needed that kind of ward. That's all I gotta say.
By the way, you
two-
said Ruby?
Yeah, Blair.
Yeah, but she's part of the domain.
Yeah, I want an interview with the domain queen.
Oh, you want to talk to Queen Turner?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's who I was sending that message to.
Well, still, I would have gotten you the same thing.
So, big problem. Not that we don't already know big problem. Domain assassins tried to kill the king, or at least that's what they think.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And so, Uthiel was
When
trying
they say assassin, what do they mean assassin? Like, how do they know it's a domain person?
They have evidence, and apparently more than one. So, he tried to investigate and prove otherwise, but they weren't handling that shit. So, the queen did not take it very well, and that's why they're in the fucking desert right now and have essentially waged war. And I just tried to send that queen a message, and she's very well protected, let's just say that. I'm going to ask for an audience with her and tell her what's going on. And I'm pretty gonna be, like, extra
Queen Caspian or Queen
Turner.
Turner?
Turner. Why did you try to message the queen? That's just bad. Like, everybody
I
know you
don't
don't do
know.
that.
Maybe it's just me getting confused, but Queen Caspian is the one who's sending troops out.
No, I know.
Oh, no.
Don't want to talk to her.
Okay.
I want to
Turner,
talk to Queen
Turner.
Turner.
Turner, got it. I don't know why I'm so confused and why you're doing that, but I got it. Got it. It's in my head.
Although a meeting with both queens might work out. Just saying.
I don't know if she's okay, listen. Theoretically, agree with you. As a person that had their husband murdered and knows how that anger fuels bad reactions, I don't know if she's gonna go for it.
An idea, but I need to figure out part A before I can figure out if I can do part B. So I actually need to get back to the books and brew.
Go for it. I'm gonna try and, I don't know, see if Ruby can do anything. Oh, I'm gonna go talk to Moscow. Fucking shit.
Okay. You guys quickly head back to the Books and Brew. I was going in order, so now we're gonna go. Rolly, is there anything particular you're gonna do at the Books and Brew or anything within the city?
Honestly, the only thing I can think of at the moment with this new revelation is just like, we need to get the hell out of here. So I would probably just start. I'd probably just start shutdown operations, really.
Okay.
Just get all our important stuff from the tower and whatever we need and prepare to abandon it for a while.
Did they say how long they're gonna give us till we have to leave?
They didn't give you an exact time. They said about a few months. So you do have
Yeah,
a few
we
months.
have time. Chill.
That may
but-
change if we're enacting war.
Thank you.
Just
Thank
calm
you.
down, guys.
Just saying. I'm walking around in Kingdom armor anyway.
I told you might want to take that off, but no, I gotta keep my armor. Blah blah, God, blah blah.
Sav,
Husband.
the armor saved your ass more times than you can count. So unless you want me to step out of the way the next time you take a hit, I'm leaving it on.
Just saying.
I'm just saying.
You guys enter
Guys,
inside.
can we focus here?
We are. We're screwed. But I just need her to listen. I just didn't want to tell her.
Savannah, what are you doing during this moment?
Books and brew. Let's find out what Bra wants because I have questions and thoughts going in my head right now. So.
Okay. Vera Rowley, I'm assuming you follow Savannah. Or Savannah, are you going alone?
I'm gonna go alone.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
You're
going down to the secret cabin, please.
down to the secret tunnel. There is no one within the Raven's Claw bar. It is empty. You don't even see the half-elven woman.
Where did she go?
I think instinctually you get the idea that she is probably behind the bar. You start to search and you do see the portal open with her beyond the portal within the Raven's Kiss, speaking to Leon, speaking to what looks to be a half-orc woman, and what looks like to be a dwarven man.
Do I know who the half orc and the dwarven men are?
The half-orc woman is Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard of her. She was the one who was taking over for Coda. And you do see the dwarven man. You ran into him once, and that was at Glixen Beach. You don't know his name,
Okay.
though.
All right. I just run back to him like, what's going on?
You, they all turn to you, and they kind of nod in your direction. Leon kind of goes, "Well, glad you're here. A few things we need to talk about." Yeah, well, sorry. I'm trying to be brief, but it's been a lot. Myself, Krito, and sort of motions towards the dwarven man, Victoria, and Morgana motions towards the half-elven woman. We have gotten together as being the more senior members here within the Raven's Claw to form a temporary leadership within the clan. We are calling our group the Voice, temporarily.
Okay.
It's our attempt to possibly bring the Raven's Claw to a bit of a standstill without being fallen apart. We're currently the ones handling most of the jobs being taken out, as well as the ones that are being assigned. So, we are going to...
That's actually perfect, because that's kind of what I'm going to need you guys for right now.
You see Victoria kind of like rub a bit of like underneath her jaw, where you see a large tooth stick out. She goes, "Yeah, and what do you need?"
So we still need to figure out how to fix the bigger problem, but now there's war going on up there, and the domain's going to be destroyed. So I was hoping to get jobs out to find out what the hell happened to the king. On top of, I know there's other things going on right now with Ravens. There's other things going on, like the Chosen situation, and we are still protecting ourselves right now. We need to get back out there.
Leon kind of nods. The dwarven man goes, "All right, we'll start setting up new jobs. In terms of ones that are down in the kingdom, it might be a little bit difficult, considering they're the agitators. They're the ones currently going a little further in, but we do have agents there.
We just need them to be discreet, find out what they have, why do they think it's domain, if we have names, persons, bodies.
Can do. We'll see what we can find. We do have a few updates that an agent such as yourself may want to be interested in knowing.
Go on.
Well, one big news, especially I believe, and he kind of looks towards Leon, and Leon kind of nods. He goes, "I believe is a little more personal to you." Is Garwin. Garwin Cam. One of the last approved missions by the Richards was to apprehend Garwin, and we have. We currently have him in custody, and he is currently awaiting trial, but that is not anytime soon. That is until we can get everything settled here. Beyond that, Blood Eyes Belladonna has no longer been agitated by our remaining guild members within her island. I don't know if this is something that your team was able to correct.
Don't worry, I wouldn't worry about Belladonna.
It's good. She is asking those who are still on the island who's associated with the Raven's Claw and Raven's Kiss to leave, but she is not being aggressive, which is nice.
For now, I think that's our best choice, is leave Belladonna alone.
Understood. We actually, we've decided, and sort of motions towards the rest of them, and you see Leon takes over. Yes, we've decided that the island is probably not for us. And we're going to look elsewhere. As you already know, we were always we were in the market to expand our reach, being one of now our most trusted agents here. Miss Rilla kind of gives you a nice smile, like a proud, like just a bunch of pride enters his heart. He's just really proud of this, and he goes, "You were very detrimental of naming Alrak as one of the points of entry, and I think we should refer to your expertise. We are interested in opening a 5th portal."
Okay. Do we have an idea of where?
Well, you certainly have been traveling a lot. Is there a city that you would prefer?
I wish we had the old map.
I can send you something.
I was like, is she gonna tell them, by the way, we're getting kicked out?
I'm getting there. How soon do we need to pick a location?
We're not on a time schedule.
Okay.
It really is up to you.
Put a pen in that, because there might be a situation with the Outrack location.
Leon kind of like gives like a worried face.
Okay.
Kind of situation.
So, as oh my god, the half elf is name?
Oh, the half elf. Let me pull up the notes again. Her name is Morgana.
As Morgana and Leon are somewhat aware, our bar was arrested because for murder. We got the situation handled. That's all cleared. But Algrat's not thrilled with us, and they said that we're a threat to the city, so they are encouraging us to move.
I see. Well,
So, I mean, I have not figured out a way. Our cover bar thinks we are investors. So if we do move, we'll definitely can have it covered. However, I don't know what does that mean for that gate.
Well, we can certainly dispel the arcane sigil that allows us to teleport, and we can repurpose it to a different location. We just need to find that location. You see,
Oh, go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
I'm saying, like, we could still possibly add a 5th gate. We could possibly do 2 at 1, but I think we need to hold down what we have and fix everything before we add that 5th gate. Location to be determined.
Understood. We can do 2 at once if needed. If you happen to know a shop or a secret locale anywhere within the city of Mostead, that might work.
I might keep the cover in the family. I have an idea, but I need to talk to the family about that first.
Understood. Let's see if I have any new information for you. You see them, all of them kind of like look towards Leon for leadership, and Leon kind of gives like a nod. The Dwarven man kind of scratches a bit of his beard and goes, "Well, we were with the attack on Richards, the Voice have agreed to hunt down those responsible for taking our leader's voice. Leon has told us, and only us, of what you might be dealing with. Certain queen is along with some necromantic family.
I kind of look at Leon like, why?
He kind of like gives you like a... Because of this, being one of our most trusted members, and aligning with our goal to hunt down those who took our voice, our leader's voice, we leave it up to you, Agent Savannah Squilla. Who should we go after? Who should we find?
Do we want to make it personal?
I don't know. It's a good question for you.
We've encountered Oliver, but Olivia did this to us. The question is, I don't have much on where her standards are, and I believe Oliver is watching us. So I would try to start there, try to figure out what we could either smoke her out or where she is.
They all look at each other, look to you and nod. Understood. Next mission. The entirety of the Raven's Claw will be looking for Olivia Blake. We will let you know the moment we've heard any information.
Approach with caution, though.
Of course, we've seen what she's done to our leaders. We are
And she's aware of that mistake.
Well, the most I can say is that the least we can do is have all eyes out on Mostead to look for her. We will inform you of her location once we found her. That is all of our updates. Leon kind of goes to you, Savannah, and puts a hand on your shoulder. He already sort of gets the feeling of your tenseness and goes, Hey. Don't worry. We've got this. We got this.
I want to kill you, but thank you.
Believe me, it won't be the first time. I just don't think we can do this alone. And I think with the entirety of our family at your side, we'll correct this. Besides, they mess with one of us, they get all of us.
Exactly. Thank you. Honestly, I think with all of us backing us, we'll figure this out. It's just gotten bigger than me, and it's gotten bigger than us.
Yeah, well, we'll take it slow, one step at a time.
Anything else?
Well, I'm gonna be down here within the Kiss area for a while now, basically taking over as the pseudo Richard along with these guys. So
where's the other where's my Richard?
He hasn't gotten back.
Still?
He's probably on his way back. It's only been a few days now, and he had to go all the way to Blenton.
That's making me nervous because we did reach out to Rolly's family, right?
Yes, my dad said that he didn't see anybody.
That was
yet.
maybe 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We reached out there 2 days ago and no one see him, and either he's really keeping a low profile or can we send a small person just to check? I'll feel better.
By your wish. And sort of pats your back and goes, "Don't worry, we're all here."
By the way, do you want to kill Gerwin or should I?
And he sort of pats your back and walks away without answering you.
I'll head back upstairs to the Books and Brew.
You guys all return to the first floor, and not only that, you guys are all level 15.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Hey!
We did it!
So before we start rolling and selecting, we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break, and we will return with some leveling up action first, and then we'll continue on with the story. How's that sound?
Yep.
Cool,
Yep.
cool, cool. All right, see you guys in 10. Hello everyone, we're back as the party has successfully got the freedom of their friends, the crew at the Books and Brew. We now join them as they currently sit in the first floor of the Books and Brew to discuss amongst one another of what their next steps are. But before we get to that, they just completed one arc right now, so they are now level 15. So I will end up changing that overlay soon for the next time. But let's go in order and seeing what we're doing here. Vera,
I already did mine.
you're level 15. Are you taking another level in Cleric?
See.
All right. I'll be asking for your character sheet after the stream.
I put it in our host chat.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. That helps out so
Because
much.
my stats don't change, it's just my hit points.
Do you care? You don't have to say anything, but do you care to tell the audience of what you have now?
Oh, I have access to 8th level spells.
Yeah. Big boy spells. Not to say they weren't already big boy, but let's go. Next up, Rolly. You currently are sitting with a level 12 Barbarian and a level 2 Fighter. Are you taking a level in Barbarian or Fighter?
Undecided at this time.
Not to worry.
I'm still trying to see. I'm trying to weigh the pros and cons of each.
Sure. We could skip you and we can always get back to it later. Savannah, are you taking a level in Rogue?
Yes.
All right. If you haven't done, like, I know that Amber's already done hers, but if you haven't looked into it, you get an ability right now called Slippery Mind, meaning that you gain proficiency in Wisdom saving throws. So whatever your Wisdom score or your Wisdom saving throw is right now, add your proficiency bonus to it.
Oh, nice. All right.
So you're essentially, it's harder for people to mentally control you.
What was that last level?
Yeah. Hey, man, I know. I think also, and I'm gonna double check here at level 15. Nope. No, it's not until level 16 do you get extra stuff. You're good for now. All right. Well, Steve, if you ever figure out what option you want to go with, feel free to interrupt, and we'll go ahead and take care of that. But for now, as you guys are currently sitting in the first floor of the Books and Brew, what's the next step?
I think Vera's just face planted in Moscow's shoulder. Like, we're
Moscow
Crying or just tired?
just tired.
Moscow has defaulted to going behind the bar and immediately making everyone drinks.
Thank you.
Of course, I need to brush off a little bit of, and you see like the fire on his head start to ignite slightly, just not to the full extent. And he's like, I just need to brush off.
We're also sorry, because this is really not on you guys. It's not your fault.
It's fine. It's not the first time we've been thrown into jail.
I know, but like, this is literally because of us.
It's we're family. It happens. As the quietness sort of hits and drinks are passed out, Luna kind of like is talking to Ellie in the corner, and you can hear a little bit of whispers of, "Are you sure? Okay. Well, when?" And you can just hear a little bit of whispers until finally Luna comes over to everyone and goes, guys, I think I want to find Lucy and Laura and Barnaby. So, if they're really going to shut down the bar, when that happens, I think I might end up moving when we do move.
It's your decision. I just would hate for you to go out by yourself.
Ellie kind of goes, no. I'm going to help her get to the crew. And I'll come back, but she kind of wants to take a step away from this.
I don't
No,
blame
it's understandable. You're always welcome back, though.
Thank you.
you. Mm-hmm.
Oh, can everyone sort of like motions everyone to get sort of in a circular motion? Let's see here. She ends up pulling out her cards. And starts to shuffle them. So I actually have a shuffler going on right now. So I would like someone to tell me when to stop.
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 Okay. The first one is the past. It is you see a card upside down. It looks like an older man, large beard with a moon behind them, sitting on what looks to be the top of a mountain, sort of snowfall behind them. And it reads the Mystic. She goes, "This is your past, the Mystic. Unturn." It's more or less the unknown. Good sense for beginnings. It refers to those who started something but have not yet finished. Starts to go to the next one. Turns it over. And what you see is it looks like a giant scale with what looks to be numerous diamonds and gems on one end, and then what you see to be a blindfold and a book on the other, sitting on top of what looks to be like a scholar's desk, and it reads the scales, and it's not unturned. She goes, "This is your present." It refers to actions taken, and how it affects the other. Doing something for good or for a major purpose could affect material. And that doesn't necessarily mean wealth, but it could also mean locations, buildings, people. And doing something for people can affect or leave a lasting effect on good actions or purposeful actions. And then she flips over the last card. And you see what looks to be a purple garden, numerous lavender flowers that stretch outwards into the into just beyond, with what looks to be two moons hanging above, and it reads the purple garden. And it is unturned. The purple garden refers to we sow our seeds now, and this is the result of our efforts. So long as you continue to help those around you, good things will come from it. And she gives you all a hug and goes, "I like to imagine that I'm part of your garden."
I can say you are.
Sure excuses herself and heads upstairs. Moscow just sort of smiles and goes, "She hasn't lost it." Hasn't lost it. Honestly, perfect with kids. They would come up, want to get their fortunes told. She would always get them happy.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah. That was just the longest time I've been in a jail. Usually it's been overnighters.
Think you need a vacation. Go off with Mary somewhere.
Oh shit, Mary. Yeah,
She's
you
still-
didn't come home, so we had to tell her what happened.
I mean, she was here. I'm surprised she's not here.
She's probably still upstairs. I'll go check on her.
Also, freaking Dallas Killian, man. What a worm.
He
Hell,
stops
man.
midway and goes, "Who? You met what?"
Yeah, we met the
Killian?
worm.
How are you two friends? Like, were you as much as?
Yeah, because he did not believe all this when we explained what you look like and act.
I was a different person back then. Let's
so
be
you were also
very
a worm.
honest, all right? I was a different person. Plus,
You were a dick like everybody else at that freaking society?
oh, it was the stiffest. Oh, it was the worst. Oh, I
You
might as
still
well just
got-
tucked in my shirt.
I mean, you got a better name than most people. Fire Beetle's still better than Moth. I think.
That's a good point. No, we weren't really friends. We were just sort of colleagues. You know, I sort of bounced off of what he did. He saw what I was doing and sort of bounced off of me. It was really more or less we were learning. We were testing our skills and experimenting.
I mean, he wasn't a complete. I mean, it's in the damn notes why he got blackmailed. He did money fraud. He may have been a worm, but I mean, he wasn't that innocent.
Is he free?
We don't know.
They're looking for him.
I would love to if I wasn't already tied down. Hey,
Yeah.
I used to try different things to make money, all right?
Yeah, I believe that.
Don't get in any of my trouble. I like to not go.
He
to
gives a
any of
wink to
my troubles.
Rolly and then kind of goes, yeah. Well, I'll go and find Mary. Starts to walk his way up.
How come it seems that every time we finally, not finish, but like get a little bit ahead, we get our asses handed to us again?
I look around. Well, for what it's worth, our investors aware of our of us moving, so we got that. The one thing I'm concerned though, have we heard anything from Rolly's family? Because nobody's seen Richard.
Not since 2 days ago. We were doing the investigation. I haven't had time to message him. Technically, he messaged me. I didn't even message him. He just let me know that everything was fine.
Send help to try to figure out what the kingdom might know. So if I hear back, will let you know.
Yeah. I think I may ask my dad too. I mean, he doesn't have royalty pool, but I mean, people talk and he does have that.
Thought I have. We need to talk to Igno and figure out how we can protect ourselves, because the moment we step out any door, we have targets on our backs.
I'm just curious why they chose domain assassins. I mean, we all know it's bitch McGee, but I'm curious of her. The war makes sense. It's the logical reason, but I'm just like, she knows we have ties in both arenas, so
I think it's about one or the other. I think it's about all. And I mean, the domain kind of comes off as an independent group. I'm like, we are when we aren't.
I just don't want us to go to war. There's going to be a lot of people involved that don't need to be involved. But that's our goal.
So, before I forget, we have extra eyes on Olivia. Pretty much the entire LR gang is looking for her now. So, for what help that is.
I honestly feel like she's more dangerous than her brother. His ego, I don't know if he's compensating for something or that's just his ego, but we'll see. Still waiting to hear back from fucking Ruby.
She hasn't reached back now. Either that's not going well, or she does not know what to do.
Well, I mean, it just happened. So I gotta give her some
the queen
time.
probably has everybody in meetings right now as is, especially since they don't know what you have to say. You're probably not the priority.
I know. I feel like I'm gonna get disowned by Uthiel, but I think I'd have to do a lot more than what I'm gonna do to do that.
Wait, what? Why would this? Oh, that man loves you too much. He's not gonna disown you, unless you kill the queen.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that. But
We'll be killing a queen.
I actually like Queen Turner. I don't have anything against the domain. I never have. But we all know the sides are getting played against each other for her, for Evergrey's gain, and it's not right because people are gonna get hurt in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, it just wasn't Queen Turner I was talking about.
No, I know. But if I can stop it in some way or shape or form.
It's kind of like with this one. We have to prove the domain didn't kill the king, and then get them to understand that they are not each other's enemy. But we have a hard-headed kingdom, and domain just feels threatened. And we've already talked about what they do when they feel threatened.
I don't know if she's hard-headed or just hurt at this point.
The king was hard-headed, and I can't say much about the queen.
He wasn't hard-headed, he was oblivious. That was the difference.
I was trying to be nice.
He was actually nice in the trial. He just had too much to hold on to know everything about what he was ruling over. And that's not an excuse, but he wasn't hard-headed, just oblivious. I don't know what her demeanor's like. I mean, we met her, but like, she didn't really say a whole lot. She was present. It's not like she wasn't aware that there was a threat and he was warned.
And Lily didn't have any more ties deep in the kingdom, right?
I mean, deep enough not to be found yet, maybe. I mean, if we got little weirdo down there who they still have, who's to say that there's not more?
We still need to talk to the little weirdo.
Yeah, we gotta get let back in there first.
Going back to, I don't think they're aware of the priority, so...
Well, I'm not gonna break down the door and go, yo, the king's dead, this is what happened. Besides, I already tried to get in her head, and jeez. I'm good. I was like, what the hell did we have on the king where you couldn't get... I mean, it was a lich, though, so... that's fair.
I'm just saying, you would think you would know not to do that to royalty. You think you're the only one who ever tried to message a royalty person? They probably get messaged several times a day. Like, come on now.
It's like a Hollywood celebrity getting a DM. It's like, that's just gonna get passed.
It was called panic when you get told, by the way, yeah, there was domain assassins and now there's going to be war. That'll happen.
Did you ever hear back from your uncle?
Oh, he went to go get a taco and then he was going to go on the way to my dad's, but my dad's is currently at Rolly's. So...
Could he get us a taco?
I don't think it would be anything you'd want to eat by now.
I think eventually we're gonna have to get Rolly a taco. We
Yeah.
were supposed to start having tacos at the bar. Now I'm sad again.
Like I said, I don't agree with it, but I understand her reasoning. At this point, we've gone through so much and put everybody that we're even fucking acquainted with at this point through this mess in some way, shape, or form. Not trying to, but it just happens.
I like that we were so close to all the wizard towers.
Yeah.
The other question I was going to say, like, we could always go to near one of the season bounties.
That'd be a conversation. Especially because my sister controls one, and she's still afraid of that bitch, so I don't know how well that's gonna work.
We could go back to the kingdom.
Yeah.
My investors are looking to expand. I think they want at least one of the location to be in the domain.
They have 2 in the domain. They have Glixen.
How many do we have in the kingdom?
You have 1 in Glixen Beach, 1 in Akota, which are domains, and then you have 1 in Varsal, which is kingdom. Varsal, I believe, is the only kingdom portal
okay,
you
scratch
have.
what I just said then.
I mean, then you also have Alrak, which is currently being pulled back.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you
I
again.
mean,
Fine. The god is fine.
the god is fine. I don't know. The investors might be interested in Kingdom Space.
I sent you the maps that you guys already have access to.
True, but my dad doesn't make a business deal without knowing every damn detail, and I do mean every damn detail. He's not.
It was a
He's not.
it
an
was a
ignorant man.
thought, and I figured we keep it in the family at least to be trustworthy. But
No, I don't have a problem with it.
Dad might.
I'm not the one that's approving it, though. And I don't know how much you feel comfortable telling him about LRs and everything else, because he will ask you. He won't just have somebody down there.
Well, I was hoping I can possibly use David as a backing, but
Maybe.
you know, just thoughts. We still don't even know where we're going right now, so
I'm gonna send a message
Gonna-
to
I was like,
Daryl.
are we gonna stop this war, or are we just gonna...
we're going to stop the war, but we need to figure out step 1.
Yeah, I need to talk to her. Hold on. 1 second.
Okay. So you're gonna send a message to Daryl.
Yes.
All right. What do you send?
I'm like, why are we messaging Daryl? What's going on?
Well, because I think Ruby's in there and probably all hush, hush, hush. And maybe.
If Ruby's in there, then Daryl's probably in there. If
Yeah.
we're going to do this, why don't we just go up there?
Because I don't think they're going to let us in.
We'll make them.
Yeah, that's going to go well with the Kingsguard.
They owe us?
I'm pretty sure half that group will stab us on sight and not give two shits.
Savannah, you okay? You alright? Everything good with you?
I know, I'm
your
stressed,
friend?
and when I'm stressed, all thoughts come out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just doing a nice little health check.
I think the more warning, quote unquote, we give them, given that everything that just went on, would be decent. Doing the best I can. I need to spend the slot anyway. I'm gonna tell him that, like, it's urgent. We need to meet with the queen. I might be able to stop a war. She's gonna want to hear what I have to say. I guarantee it.
You get a response of, "Are you at the bar right now? Wait, can you reply to this? I'll meet you at the bar." Hello?
I hear, God damn it. You hear out of here? He's coming to the bar.
How does this work?
No, not the queen. I said he. And he's over here still trying to figure out freaking how to respond.
I think you need to reply back to him.
I'll wait till he gets to the damn bar.
Does it come with instruction manuals?
It does not come with instruction.
No, because if you say you can reply to this message, then it cuts off part of your message.
That is true.
Does it like auto record what you say and transmit, or do you have to like say
No, it's
something?
as
You have
I'm
to hit a
speaking
button?
it goes into your head.
Yeah, and then how does he reply? Does he have to think that he wants to reply to you? Does he just speak whatever he speaks and that
just-
gets recorded and sent?
Broly,
to
you
Or does-
act like she's never done this to you before.
I don't think I have.
I'm sure you
Aha!
have.
In your face!
I messaged him recently.
Oh yeah, you did.
You did.
Do you like to fast forward until Daryl gets here, or is that something you
Yeah,
like to take care of
but
before?
Vera's making some Irish fucking coffee because she's just done.
It's nighttime. You really want coffee?
I'm the one that gets up the earliest. I don't need that much sleep.
All right.
That's fine.
Time passes. Eventually, you do hear the knock at the ethereal door of the Books and Brew. Doors open, provided I'm assuming you guys let him in.
Yeah, I make a batch without liquor in
Daryl
it.
stands in. He smells the air and goes, "Coffee again? All right. Is this a bar or is this like a cafe?"
Well, mine has liquor in it, but I made yours without because
Oh
you
shit!
don't
Really?
drink-
Yeah,
drink
I'm
the
on
coffee.
duty. I don't need coffee as well. I've had enough of it. You can intake a lot of that. That's impressive.
The coffee or the liquor?
Oh shit! Both.
It's been a day. I'm sure you've noticed.
Yeah, I can tell. Anything I can help with? Are you all right?
Well, good job on warding the queen. That hurt like a bitch. 2, talk to Ruby and try to get her in there. And now I'm talking to you to try to get in there.
I hate to tell you, I don't think you're getting in there. She's currently talking to Meryl Templeman as well as the other sergeants just to figure out what's to be done. It's the kingdom that's invading us.
I know, and I know why.
All right. Well, what's the reason?
They think we killed their king.
They found
The domain.
Yeah, they
Yes.
think domain assassins killed their king. She doesn't know the king is dead. Nobody does, except for privileged information. The king
You
is.
see, like Daryl's not like the brightest guy, but it took like just a double take of like he said the words and didn't expect to like actually it mean anything, and then go,
That's why.
"Oh fuck."
Yeah. That's why I was like trying to get in the damn door, but I also didn't want to break it down because she'd probably have our asses killed. And it
Wait,
doesn't
do they
look-
have proof that it was domain people?
They have some kind of proof.
Then you're just gonna go up to the queen and say, "No, it wasn't."
She was in the. Okay, you weren't there. But there was another trial with the king and queen when the king was still alive. He was informed about all the lich and all that stuff. She was there. She didn't say much, but we warned them that they had to be protected because of what kind of stuff she was going to pull. Now, if there's evidence that it's showing the domain, it's just this awful person's play to try to get you guys to fight each other instead of address the real problem. And she's hurt because her husband's dead.
Well, I can tell you this much. I've overheard some of what the queen's planning. She's not
Okay.
She's not being super aggressive. She's currently playing defense. She's trying to stop the troops from crossing the Evergrey Desert, as well as stopping them from going any further up past Akota, or past Attigate. There will be fights. It's going to happen because it's being enacted by the kingdom. The kingdom is at war with us.
I know, and we're trying to fix that. But she needs to know what's going on.
I will pass whatever information I can to the right parties, but I'll let you know it's going to be difficult for that information to go up. Right now, the Queen's current efforts are how does she protect her people? If you have a way to stop the kingdom, do it.
If any lesson has been learned, I can't bamf into a castle because I may die, so I will try.
I think we're talking about the wrong area. We need to stop focusing on domain and actually talk to the people in the kingdom.
No, I know, but I want her to know why she's doing this. If somebody just thinks they're causing war out of brute force for so random reason, they're just going to go head to head.
I mean, let's be honest. If we were in the kingdom's shoes, one, a kingdom general went ahead and attacked one of your cities, and then two, they're saying domain assassins, it's killed your king. I would enact war too.
She's not thinking right.
I think right now we're just trying to make sure get people to understand there's a bigger picture at play.
Understood. I mean, she's fully aware of the threats of Oliver Blake, and we currently have the suspect in custody. We don't have a name yet, but the one that was cloaked.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Well, I
nobody
guess this
really
is what
knows
Right.
that he's dead.
This is what it's going to boil down to. Figure out a way to stop the king. I agree with Vera. It's probably in everyone's best interest that the queen knows every relevant detail to ensure that she acts accordingly. Which is why it's imperative that you make that happen.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, I will try. I was asking a lot, but I will do it for you guys. Because honestly...
Is there any way to make both the queens meet each other?
Without a war.
Like a diplomatic meeting?
Well, I'm fairly certain that if the kingdom decides to pull back on their attack, then more than likely Queen Turner will be open for discussion. Right now, there is no means of discussion while an attack is currently coming.
Could we talk to about trying to negotiate that?
I'll work with Miss Blair to see if maybe there can be some discussions if the attack stops. But that's the thing. The attacks need to stop.
No, I understand that. If you get that meeting made, let us know. We want to be there.
Can do. they don't plan to move you for a while, so I'll leave any word here at the Books and Brew. Offhand, I have maybe a request after all this is done.
Do you want a plaque or something? I mean, it's not going to be in here, obviously. It's going
What?
to be like
No,
at the
I don't
new
want a plaque.
location.
But
They're
you
gonna-
want us to move too?
Well, you're gonna be moving, yes?
I mean, do we have much choice in that matter?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you be interested in maybe a guard?
What, you don't like working for the queen anymore?
Oh no, I like working for the domain, but after what I saw, I definitely would like to pull back on things.
We
You
could
sure-
use a guard, actually, and we actually did just lose a bard maid. Do you serve drinks? Can you bus tables?
I mean, he could throw people
Oh,
out.
Savannah.
that's so nice of you to say.
Savannah.
Yeah. He's more bouncer
Look at the-
material.
That's just a
look.
question.
Look at the mess we're in. Look at what's happening.
I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about after this.
Just know, friend, if you choose to come with us, you better be ready. Constantly.
Look who I used to work for.
Yeah, I think he's talking about guarding the bar, not just us. But yeah, you did work for.
Look what happened to the bar.
You did work for a prick.
That's
That's all I'm
true.
gonna say. Not the queen, the other prick.
It's almost like moving bosses. Definitely would like to step away from mine.
No, we're good bosses. It's just occupational hazards. Anyways.
That.
Listen, I'm already in an
Definitely not.
occupational hazard regardless, but I do it for my kingdom or my domain.
Yes, and now would you do it for a bar that you did not found or had really no connection to?
Question: will you allow me free drinks
Fair enough.
Limits.
with limits? I can work with that. Something cushy. That'd be nice.
You met us, right? You seen the postal
You
service.
met me. I can hold my own.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it may come with
Oh,
a
no.
little bit of.
That's fine.
Oh, I'm saying that. Do you think you can take me 1-to-1?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
Okay.
and he starts to look you up and down and goes, I'm gonna regret that answer.
Yes, you are.
That is a required interview procedure to be our bouncer, by the way. You're gonna have to challenge him.
Do I need to win?
Yeah, you need to survive.
Don't
I like that. I
don't
like
break
that.
him, Rolly. We're in enough shits.
It's okay. Even if he dies, you can bring him back. It's fine.
We'll take a loss, but you need to stay alive.
Oh, cool. You're already planning my death. Well, I guess I'm gonna go and rescind that offer to be your bouncer. I think I'll stay here up in the kingdom. Or in the,
Also,
in
you
the
need to
domain.
learn how to take a joke if you want to work here.
Yes, please.
Listen,
That's how we get by.
I certainly enjoy your company. Honestly, I think you're fine folk. I've been reading about your exploits for a while now. Listen, I think it'd be fun. I'm now no stranger to danger. I'm a captain of a troop of domain soldiers, so I know how to hold my own, but my boss is a prick, so, you know, it'd be fun to move around.
You ever, just a question. Rather than be a guard, you ever considered being our partner, our ally?
Do I get paid?
Yes.
I mean, I'm listening, yes.
Well, there are 3 of us. Well, you know what? I won't lie. Kind of like you. Just know that we tend to regularly walk into shit. Sometimes it's fun shit.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Sometimes it's
Not so fun shit.
not so fun. But at the end of the day, I mean, if this is who you think we are as a group, then really the only way to know for yourself is to be a part of it.
I ask one thing. You allow me to... So, don't tell the guys, but...
Am I gonna tell? I don't know anyone else.
Yeah, we literally like know you and fucking Sergeant Asshole over there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we don't like Sergeant Asshole.
Did I tell you that I'm actually a champion back in the kingdom?
Yeah,
Aren't you a champion here in the domain too?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's like a gladiator over there.
I am like a very well-known person over there. And
Yeah, I know.
gave
It's
all
why
that up.
why I want to work with you guys. You have
I
prestige.
gave all that up because I want to help.
I've been writing a book on my off hours, and I would love it if you're the subjects.
Wait,
what?
What? One more time, Daryl.
I've been writing a book on my off hours, and I would love it if you were the subjects.
No, just nope. This is where I stop. I walk away. I do not like reading records of my life.
The
So there was
Adventures
shooting,
of
nothing left of it?
The Adventures of the Three Griffins is the working title.
I mean, to be fair, there's more than enough written records about our lives. But anyway,
Yay? Nay?
if we survive the whole Lich thing, how about we revisit it?
Sounds good.
I get to say what is and is not allowed in this book.
You have full editorial control after it's finished.
Fine.
Yes. Nice.
Don't you have a message to run and tell?
Listen, you haven't hired me yet, all right? You can't order me around like that.
I wasn't the message part of the deal of your hiring.
Oh shit, is it?
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah.
right.
Like, move your ass.
He kind of looks at the coffee and goes, later. All right. Walks away, grabs his helmet, puts it on.
Your choice not to drink it.
Nope, don't need it. Walks away.
What, Broly?
If it helps, Anna.
Then let him be the guard. Didn't we just have a whole discussion about people who come around us putting their lives in danger?
I don't think he's gonna join us. He'll be good at where he is whenever we decide to move. Besides, I think these guys need some protection because us leaving them, we can't be in more than one place all the damn time.
But
No unless nothing.
what if we found an artificer that could make? Oh, I hate this thing.
There you go.
I said, what if we found an artificer, a really good one that could like make,
So Broly
What
wants
is
to
this?
create his own town for his own use. That's what I'm starting to hear.
No, that's you. I want help, as much help as possible, because this is gonna get hairy. Also, any blacksmiths around the area?
There's plenty of those.
Yeah, you can look around within the main street of
So
Alrek
like
and
a
find some
dwarven
blacksmiths.
blacksmith.
Any good ones?
Yeah.
Any good ones? That would probably require a perception check to find.
Moscow.
Yes, very
I
well.
don't know if you want to.
Don't care.
What you need?
Is there any dwarven blacksmiths around here?
Good ones.
Good one.
Like real
Dwarven
good ones?
in particular?
Well, ones that are really good at detailing and things.
Whoa! So dwarvens have to be good.
Well, they're known to be good. I'm just asking.
Oh, I miss this. Oh boy. Yeah, you could
Fine,
probably go to the.
expert crafters better.
I don't know any expert crafters, besides myself. But I do know that I went to the Point and Sickle. That's further down within the city. That's where I got the ring made.
Oh yeah, we went with you.
How long do we have before we need to get moving?
I don't think we know where we're going still, so I think we have some time.
We got 4 days, I think you said, right?
Well, I mean, we technically have to get to the kingdom to explain what the fuck. And then, because we're not going to go meet the troops. It's not the troops we got to stop, it's her.
You were invited by Uthiel to help with the investigation.
Yeah.
Okay, I suggest we wrap up everything here quickly and make our way down to the kingdom. Because at least in the kingdom, I know that there's someone I trust.
Yeah.
Also,
I-
I need some time off. Jeez.
I say we rest and then we'll figure that out in the morning.
Okay. I'll ask you guys this much, is that you're fully aware that the Kingdom troops are headed through the Evergrey Desert, heading to a domain city within 4 days. You tell me how much time you guys are taking off. And then you can tell me what you're doing during those days.
How far is that city from where we are right now?
Beta?
Mm-hmm.
They're attacking 2 points, right?
They're attacking two. So yeah. So what's happening right now is that they're currently. Actually, this will be perfect. I can use the ping system. This is at a gate right here.
Mm-hmm.
Above, north of Attagate is domain soil. South of Attagate is kingdom soil. So they're currently passing Attagate as we speak. This means they can either head to. They can either head to Struckgrow. Oh, no, Struckgrow. Sorry. They can head to Six Run City or Arrow Field within the next few days, because it's right here. In addition to that, domain soil sort of like starts in this space here. Currently, the closest kingdom to the desert is this one here, and it's currently crossing, headed to here.
They cross into 6 Run. That's going to be my sister's thing.
So, days will, the time will matter, but you do have either a day or two to take a moment if needed. But again, time matters right now.
I'm going to send a message. Because I'm like, I want to like stop them because I don't want them to hurt anybody, but I'm like, we technically need to stop her, but I don't.
That's the whole thing, and we don't know where she is. Whoever is commanding these troops, we need to get to that point.
I
So-
don't think if we talk to the commander, it would do much of a difference. He's got his orders.
Yeah, he needs to be told otherwise.
Yeah, we need to go to the source, or at least as close to the source as we can. So, I suggest we just make haste.
I mean, I can give a warning and then I can ask Luthio something.
So there's a few things on the docket right now. First of all, you want to go to a blacksmith. You can do so right now, today, before you take a rest, if needed. In addition to that, you need to let me know if you're going to talk to the sort of the member who got caught. If you're going to, I'm saying if you're going to attempt that. Also, where are you going to go after this? Like, what's the plan? Where are you headed to?
I mean, if I rest, I could do. I don't think I could do word of recall like that. We'd have to go through like one of the Richard things.
Well, where are you headed to is my
Where are we
question.
going, though?
The kingdom, like
The kingdom?
the main.
To Isenby?
Yeah.
Well, just let you guys, because you know this, you have a portal here in Alrak that'll take you to Varsal, which is right here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'd have to go there and then work our way up.
Yeah. So you won't need your word of recall.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, word of recall is to get in here, so that's why I'm like, I can't do it unless I were to reset.
Oh, you're trying
right?
to set your word of recall to here. Gotcha. You don't have an 8th level spell to spend it?
It doesn't. I think I have to be there and then reset it. That's how it works.
I'm confused what you're doing, but I'm leaving it up in your hands.
I'm like, I feel like we should talk to that guy though, given the
We should probably
circumstance.
talk to the guy before we leave.
Yeah. Well, I mean that technically works. If we rest and then we go talk to ask to talk to him tomorrow or like in the morning, we'll know if like Daryl was able to get that message through or not at the same time. And then we're in the building with them and him. If that makes sense.
In other words, kind of like a soft follow-up.
Yeah. Guess we can do that.
Let's do that. We'll check. We'll talk to the prisoner. Do a soft follow up and see if any of your messages are getting through, which we'll see.
Okay. So,
And then Rolly can go to his blacksmith, and we'll go from there.
would you like to split the party up a little bit? Or how are we handling this?
I would.
I'm
Okay.
gonna send a message before I go to bed, though, before we take a long rest.
Okay, so you're gonna wait till the next morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Before you go to bed, Vera, you're sending a message.
Yeah. She's like slightly tiffed at Uthiel right now, like, you could have tried harder. But she's like, no, she doesn't want to judge. She's like, man. There's like,
I'm judging you right now.
no, I know. But he was like, there's nothing I can do. And I'm like, dude, we've been through worse shit than this. Anyway.
I don't know. Could you sway a queen? Sorry, that's me just venting.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he technically did. He was dead and then he came back and swayed the king. Anyway. But she's going to ask him what specifically showed up that makes them think it was domain assassins.
He will answer after they were dispatched. Their persons were searched, and they found domain clothing, domain sigils, clear indication of where they were located from, like where they were from, as well as a specific wood grown from a tree that is only exclusive to the domain.
Can I have added how many there were?
Yeah, you could add. There were 7.
Jesus.
However, due to the kingdom, due to the castle itself being heavily fortified, they didn't even make it to the front door.
Doesn't make sense, though. They didn't make it to the front door. How'd they kill the king? Okay. I relay that to the group and how it doesn't make sense.
Also sounds like really shitty assassins.
I mean,
there's already been cover-ups.
yeah. I'm good.
All right, you guys take a long rest.
Yeah.
God, you guys are awkward right now.
Oh yeah, to interrupt here. So Rolly will be taking a fighter in or level in fighter.
Okay, that means you get to choose an archetype. Do you have one in mind?
Yes, I do. Champion, because it's fitting.
Oh. All right. So I
Fitting.
believe with champion that means 19s and 20s count as critical. I mean, that's what Quinn used to be, but that's pretty damn good.
And then as far as HP goes, I can take the average, but I think it's the average for each level of fighter.
Yeah, so that would be, and I'll look at here, that is going to be 6 plus your constitution modifier, which I believe is 5 right now?
4.
4. So that means you get 10 extra HP for leveling up.
Cool. All right, I am locked and loaded.
And for both for you, Steven and Temple, send me just a not DM, put in the host channel of how much HP your goes up by.
Mm-hmm.
Go. All right, you guys take a long rest, and as the morning comes, the day is yours.
Would like to go quickly to that blacksmith and see about improving my great axe.
Okay. You go to the sort of, it's early morning as the sun is barely shining up. It's almost giving off this like orange glow from the actual the snow in front of you. And as you head out, there is a soft flurry as you start to see a little bit of snow starting to fall from the sky, giving off a fresh coat. And you can actually hear it on your footsteps as you start to crunch your way down towards the blacksmith on the very bottom of Alrak, of the sort of large hill. I think I called it the Sickle and Point. You open up the shop as you hear a small bell go off. It doesn't even feel very warm in here just yet. Almost like the forges are only starting up right now. You're the first one here in the morning, and you see most of the blacksmiths you've seen in mid-work are like goggles, covered in soot. You know, they have been working for hours now. You see a woman who is pristine right now. Her hair is still pretty wild and matted. You see sort of like brown brunette that's currently like large curls with what looks to be like a black metal stake that currently pins through her hair, that's currently just sticking out. That's not really holding anything together. It's just sort of like a decoration. She's wearing what looks to be like heavy tan leathers over her body, just sort of like full on, you know, like overalls. And she has her sleeves rolled up, and she's currently like polishing something as you walk in. And she's this bit of a smaller woman, human, actually, up here. And as you see, she looks up to you and she goes, "Oh, good morning." And as you look around within the space, you see nothing but like dwarven symbols all around.
Take out my axe and I say, something's come up. I need this better.
I can give it a good shine. Good, can maybe sharpen it up a bit. Give it a good spruce.
Something stronger.
Something stronger. Let's see here. And kind of like looks at the actual thing, grabs the.
Yeah, that.
Would it happen to be enchanting?
I don't believe it is. It's the house call that's enchanted, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it itself is not enchanted, but this thing is.
And she kind of looks at it. She pops it off, and you see the energy leaves it. It sort of stays in the house's call. She goes, "Well, this is yours."
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Okay, you're looking for a bit of enchantment on the weapon. Well, I don't do enchantments here, but I do have a friend that may be able to help. It's gonna take a few days, if that's all right.
I need this fairly quickly.
Ooh, boy. How quickly are we talking?
Like, as fast as possible.
I mean, as fast as possible can be done in maybe about 5 days. That means me getting the enchanter over here, them doing whatever they do, and then getting it back to you.
Okay, how much would it be just to sharpen it?
Oh, 5 gold.
No, how long? Sorry.
Oh, how long? Oh, it took me about like an hour and a half.
Okay, let's do that for now then.
Okay. And she starts to work on it. She goes, "Well, if you're interested, I can always try, maybe not enchanting, but we did just get in a. I'm gonna look up the thing here. Hold on. Oh boy, I have something for you. I just gotta get the right word for it. Isn't that going to be fun?
The Rolly Special.
Oh, well, might be. Oh, here. Actually, I know where I can find the details. Yes. Here. I have a whole encyclopedia on my phone.
Oh. This phone you speak of.
Yes.
What is that?
Oh, it's a very good thing. It's a phone.
A phone is a phone.
Yeah, I can't tell you any more than that.
Oh.
There
Well,
we go.
it doesn't help me very much, does it?
Nope. That's the point.
Well, I'll say, well, you take your time. You take your time. And, what I'm gonna do is, I told her, I'm gonna step outside for some fresh air real quick.
Okay.
I
I
go outside.
think I might just have it here. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm gonna step outside and I'm gonna pull out my sending stone.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna speak to someone I haven't spoken to in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Call up Gina Lee.
What do you say?
Hope you're doing fine. might be coming down to the kingdom soon. I need your help, but I also want to see you.
You hear a yawn, and you hear, "Oh my god, I haven't like, I've been thinking about you like for like ever now, and I've been like so worried. Did you hear like, oh my god, like the kingdom is like totally invading. It's crazy. It's like absolute nuts. The king died. I know we talked about it, but like now it's actually happening."
I'm gonna say, I don't want to discuss too many details. Feels like a setup. We'll be there within the next couple of days, trying to stop all of this from happening.
Like totally. I mean, if you were gonna like try to do something, that's gonna be like so cool.
Need your help. Gonna need better weapon. Or, no, let me take that back. Need your help. Need to enchant weapon. Have a feeling we'll need something strong for what's to come.
I have some business to take care of, but like totally, if you want to like leave something with me, I'll totally enchant it.
See you soon. Excited. Can't wait. Miss you.
I miss you too.
That's all I said.
I found the details of what I was going to tell you. So there are, while it's not enchanting, there are metals within D&D that you can swap out if available. They're very rare to come by, and right now you're the first to come in of this blacksmith, very north of the domain. They have mithril metal that they can swap out the head of your axe with. Essentially, what that does is that it makes your weapon lighter. You already have the ability to wield it with one hand if needed. So that's the one property it gives you, but that doesn't really change your fighting style. However, one thing that it does do is it allows you to now throw it as a actual like range weapon without any like negatives.
But I would need to go get it back.
You would need to go get it back, yes.
So it removes the two-handed property, I think you mentioned, right?
Yes.
Or, yeah. That would kind of hinder great weapon fighting. Or would it?
I think it
I don't
would.
think it would, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. Do they have any other kind of metals?
Yes, the last thing they have is a thing called cold armor. Or sorry, cold iron. Now, cold iron is it essentially what it is the exact opposite of mithril, where it's now super heavy. It does come with a negative. It is a -1 to your dexterity score. However, what it does give you is that it grants a +2 bonus to hit against Fey, Undead, was it Fey, Undead, Apparition, Elementals, and I think that might be it. So it's sort of like the outer plane creatures. So you get a -1 to your dexterity, but a +2 to those, like to hit those particular creatures.
I'll say I'll just sharpen it for now.
Okay. So you spend the gold. You're given to it. It's cleaned out. You're able to once again hook in the house's call. Yeah. That was early in the morning. I'm assuming you guys all meet up for the... Well, you're going to attempt to ask to get the interrogation.
Yeah. Keyword attempt.
Attempt.
Hello. We come in.
Actually,
We have unfinished business.
sure. You get to the front, the front of the castle itself. The guards sort of stop you and go, "What's your business?"
We were here to interrogate that prisoner that was brought in yesterday.
And you see one of them like recognizes you and goes, "I remember you. Under what order?"
Well, I thought we were still doing that before the chaos assumed yesterday.
He's currently under our care. You're still considered civilians.
But we were given permission from Daryl that we can still disinvestigate him. This is an ongoing issue.
You seem like they look at each other. Did you hear that? I don't know.
We also had Daryl give information to the Queen, so we're just kind of following up on that.
Make me a persuasion or a deception check, depending on how you're trying to go about this.
Can I give
Savannah.
her advantage?
And yeah, you'll get advantage because Vera helped you.
Alright, I'm gonna say persuade because deception seems like a bad idea. So that's gonna be 19.
19. You seem the one that remembers you goes, yeah, I think I remember you getting off the cart with Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you've been authorized by him under his name, I'll lead you downstairs towards the prisoner. And there's still a bit of a feeling of like apprehension, but he's going along with the story for now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you are led back around the side of the castle where you do see the sort of tunnel that goes down into the ground underneath the castle. You can hear your footsteps hitting solid stone, a familiar sound as the scent of sort of stale air hits your nose. The small flickering of light, of torchlight, reflects off the stone itself, giving almost like an orange glistening sparkle. As you are headed down, you are pushed off to the left beyond the interrogation rooms. You were then led down the hallway, the same hallway that you guys were locked into. So man, you could still see that they had not noticed that the orb is gone next to the cell that you guys were in, and you continue on this hallway as it starts to actually go downwards in sort of a spiral staircase type fashion. It continues on until it hits what looks to be a checkpoint with this sort of glistening glow of yellow and green arcane energy. The guy sort of stops you on and goes, one at a time. So essentially, he's going to make note of what you're bringing in, and if you do not walk out with the same effects, it'll go off.
Okay.
Okay. He goes once, and you hear, doo-doo. All right, go on, follow in. Each of you go in, and each time it sort of beeps. You are led into a darker tunnel. This one, there are like almost less perfect prisons and cages in here, built in within the stone, deep underneath the castle itself. Until finally you do see, sitting down, arms sprawled outwards due to chained up, like just sort of the person being chained up. Their legs as well sort of sprawled outwards a little bit, and they're wearing almost like a neck brace underneath their chin that keeps them from like moving too much. Is the hooded figure who now has been pulled out, no more hood, blonde hair that is currently slowly turning black, half elven man with the sharp features, who just looks down and is really not reacting to people arriving until finally he starts to notice like multiple footsteps and looks up to you. There is a mask across his face that prevents him from speaking as per your request. And I will assume even like the guards tell you, he's been masked and prevented from speaking unless we approve it.
Was there anything found on his person?
Not a thing, which is actually a little more concerning than we were assuming that he's a spy or scout.
Something like that.
He hasn't spoken to any of us, but if you believe that you can make him speak...
I was gonna ask if we could take this off. I mean, unless you can figure out how to make him speak through that thing.
No, that is what we're going to do. However, and he sort of looks back and he taps one of the black orbs as it starts to spin. Be aware any spells that you may cast may be absorbed by the actual orb itself. If you'd like to cast something beforehand, I could turn it off now.
Yeah, I was gonna cast so he could tell
Alright.
us.
I would appreciate, and he kind of looks to you, Vera, and goes, I would appreciate any strategy you have, simply so that I can make it happen.
I whisper in his ear that I'm basically gonna try and get him to tell the truth by casting a spell.
I see. Some of our mages do the exact same thing. Understand. Taps it, turns it off. Feel free.
How big is Zone of Truth? I forget. Let's see. Zone of Truth is 15 feet, centered on a point, so I guess I'm gonna center it on him.
He rolled a natural 1 to resist it, and immediately you can see that the magic starts to take over, and as everyone starts to feel this, the guard taps the black orb as it spins in place. Any new spells now will be absorbed.
Yeah.
He gets the key, unlocks the door, and walks you inside. Please stand by the doorway. Do not get any further towards the subject. This is simply not only for his safety, but for yours as well. I'm going to walk in, undo the mask, and allow you all to have an audience. Understood?
Understood.
If me, personally, I feel like this conversation has gone a little too long, or if no new information is being found and we're just running into a wall, I'm going to cut the interrogation off, and we'll move back upstairs. Understood?
Yeah.
Thank you. Walks in, starts to do undo like multiple locks on the cheeks until finally the leather lets go and the actual mask hangs. And the guy just sort of looks at you.
So I have an idea, but do tell me who sent you. And I mean name.
You know who sent me.
How long ago did she send you? She's trying to connect because they know they killed her at a certain time. So how long ago has this guy been out in the field looking for us?
You see him try to answer some way, and immediately his voice speaks up, and he goes, I have been here for months. Did not get the order until a few days ago.
Is there more
Did
of
the
you?
order come directly from her?
No.
Who told you the order?
He just sort of stays quiet.
Was it Olivia?
He doesn't answer.
You said I knew who sent you, so it was Evergrey personally.
Roll me an insight check when you asked, is it Olivia?
I get advantage because I'm a ringer tooth telling.
Oh, it's right, yeah.
Heavy dice. Oof. Did better on that one. I have to see what it is now. Insight plus 9, so 27.
27.
17 plus 9.
The moment you said Olivia, his face kind of like looks at you quickly, and you are able to read him like a book. You hit close, but not exactly. And that sort of shifts your mindset of, if it wasn't Evergrey and it wasn't Olivia.
Oliver. How many more of there? How many more are you?
I don't know.
Is there more in the city?
I don't know. And because of the truth-telling spell, you get a sense that he's telling the truth. Scary, isn't it? Not knowing.
I've had worse. Vera has feels like she's had worse.
He looks over to Rolly and goes, "You've killed men."
I don't know.
Oh, I've seen people who've killed men, and you look like a person who's killed men.
Have you?
I don't know.
I'm not a fighter.
Clearly, you did a bad job at it.
Of course I'd be bad at a job I don't do.
But you're a runner.
Like to think so?
Was your order to kill us or only to get information on us?
Watch. Report. Maybe you aren't a killer. Looks to you, Rolly. Maybe you're not. Maybe you don't have
know.
Maybe you can't.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think you can.
How long have you been in the Queen's employ? Or Oliver's employ? Either one.
A few months. Then his eyes shift over to Savannah. You're a shady type. Black market? Blackmail? I'm thinking thievery.
Thinking what?
Thievery.
Oh.
Did you ever cut off any hands?
You know, for a guy that's...
I'm not responding to him like,
A guy
this
that's
is not
pussy
hard
watches.
information.
He talks a lot.
Yeah.
Where do you report back to? I didn't say who, I said where.
Kind of looks to you, Vera. Sun God. We'll see the sun tomorrow.
Are you gonna kill yourself again? Because I can still talk to you that way too.
Looks at the chains. They won't let me. How far does the sun see? Is it brighter than fire?
Gives a nice burn when it wants to.
I hope so. I was once kindling and you brought me back. Return me to kindling. I will be part of our army, her great and terrible army.
So she has an undead army too?
Kind of like shifts in his seat.
Good to know.
Not yet. Not enough recruits. But when there's war, there's opportunity.
Is that why she made a ploy for the king's life?
I'm not privy to that knowledge.
It's because you're an underling. I think I'm done here.
When will the sun immediately closed up?
Now we know
Can
what.
I say something?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, I think we've gotten everything we need. I'm gonna look him dead in the eye with the gag on. I'm gonna say, thanks, friend. We've learned a lot. Now I want you to rest easy and know that you will never be a part of her army. You will live out your life separate from her. No kindling, no embers, just you.
He just
You
stares.
have a nice day. You have a nice day, friend.
His emerald eyes just stare at you, and as you start to walk away, you can just hear the sound of chains as he currently just wants to.
I'm gonna tell the guards if you want to report that to the queen, feel free. It only aids what I asked to be told to her anyway.
Understood.
And then also, guards, do keep this particular one on constant watch. Ensure that he doesn't attempt his, he doesn't make an attempt on his own life again.
Or have friends.
Or have friends that could help him do so.
Yes, from what it sounds like is that's his end goal. So we'll ensure that he doesn't meet it.
Amazing. Justice served. Thank you.
Of course. You start to head back out, once again going through the Arcane gate. Heading upwards towards this first floor, up to the actual ground level. And as you start to leave, the guard sort of looks towards you and goes, I'll pass this information down to Captain Daryl. I don't know what this will do, but it is some good information. Thank you. I don't know what tactic you employed or what words you've chosen, but it seems that your choice of words were better than ours.
We're just trying to prevent a war. As you heard, there's a bad reason for it.
And you guys walk away from the castle.
Yeah, because I don't think we can get in there.
No. I'll let you guys know that they are currently planning defensive maneuvers. This is high alert stuff.
Have a question. How far are we from the post office, from our exact location?
From the castle itself, about an hour walk.
I know we need to get on the road, guys, but did we ever try to see if we can get at the tunnels under the post office?
I don't think so. Unless they didn't already barricade it off.
When we were attacked, they were coming from the holes in the ground. We knew to destroy the holes, but there had to have been a network. And Oliver is showing he has a network of people out there. That has to lead somewhere, right?
Question is if we want to go there now and do that. I mean, they did burn the holes.
You want to leave it as is?
I just don't know what we're walking into on limited time. Because if he has an army of undead down there, I don't know. With just
I
the three
think
of
the
us.
war is the point to get the army of the undead, but
Tell you what, Savannah, we can actually settle this. Roll me a d20.
just a flat d20?
Yeah.
13.
13. We'll say it is a good point of curiosity, and I don't want to take basically attention away from something that may or may not be a thing. You all head towards the post office really quickly, and there are still guards. Right now, there are guards stationed at the post office as they're currently cleaning things up, investigating a little further, as well as having a little side section for the post office so that way mail can still run, because that is a very important service here. And with a 13, I'll say as a luck check, is that you are able to actually see one of the guards who saw you guys, one of the cavalry, and with a simple question of, did you find anything in the holes? They'll say that they were little alcoves, where like shells of skin were being left over, like little nests. So it's not like they were like tunnels, but more or less they were like a small little tunnel that reached into a little, like a burrow.
Alright.
Just to squash that curiosity, because I don't want you to be like, you know, I understand that was a good question, and I wanted to make sure it was answered for you.
No, satisfies that.
All right. Well, before we close out today's session, I just need to ask you guys this. What's next?
Trying to remember the tiefling that Uthia worked with his wife. What was his wife's name? That got us the actual trial with the king.
Oh, yeah. I don't think she was a tiefling.
No, she wasn't. I think she was human.
You're talking about Umber.
Yeah, his wife.
Uh-huh. I can probably try to find you Umber's wife's name. Don't have it on me right now, but I could probably find it for you.
I was gonna say I could send a message to her and see if she could get us in there, but I think she got us in there with the king and not the queen.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll find that information for you so that you can plan for that later. But until then... Oh, wait. Cilia. Cillia. Cilia. Umber's wife. Yeah, I have notes. So yeah, let me know, social media manager. Are we live next week?
We are.
We are? Okay.
Unless your son decides otherwise.
Yeah, that's true. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll be live next Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then on the 24th, I'll be live on State of Decay's channel at 6:15 p.m. I believe, or 6 p.m. or 6:15. I'll put more details in the actual announcements. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll check you guys next time. Bye.